Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Camp Hustle One here, back with another live stream. How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, Saturday night, and man, lots been going on in the news, man. For those of you that have been paying attention, I know I have been kind of inundated with all of the news going on with the U.S. Israel Iran war, and yeah, it's kind of rough, man. It's dude. One thing I gotta say is that this is not a political channel. It will never be. And I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And you know, if you guys want to know anything about what's going on as far as that war, you guys can go and check it out. I mean, there's probably a dozen news channels that are covering it right now, and I just don't think that I'm equipped really to talk about it. Because it's just not really in my lane, and I don't even want to try to do it. But I mean, I will give you my thoughts about the whole, just certain aspects of it. I did hear that the Ayatollah has been killed, so that is good. In terms of Donald Trump talking about regime change and all that stuff, you know, he's kind of leaving it up to whoever wants to now step in and take over that government there. It's still projected to go for, you know, a couple days or maybe in a couple weeks as far as the bombings and all that. I did hear about a all-girl school that was bombed, I believe, and I believe there was like close to, I think it was like 50 plus students that were killed. Never a good thing, you know, when innocents are taken out in war. That's never a good thing. My heart goes out to that. But other than that, I don't really have much more to say. You know, it's war is one of those necessary evils, you know. I mean, you have to defend yourself, but also I understand that there are also other agendas, other people pulling the strings, you know, waging war for resource management and, you know, power struggle and all that stuff. So I don't even try to like delve in and act like I know anything about it. I don't, you know. I'm going to pretty much stay in my lane about certain things and talk about things that, you know, we normally talk about here. So, Toso goes, welcome to the stream, sir. How are you doing? Evening camp. I said, what's up? He says, forgot to play your what's it called? Forgot to play my intro. Yeah, I did. I didn't forget. I just forgot how to start it. Don't worry. It's all going to get fixed in editing. Don't worry. Yeah, so tonight, I didn't really have much planned. I was going to do kind of a part 2 on the whole Larry Wheels thing. Actually, his name now is Larry Third Wheel. I was going to talk about that. And then I had the bright idea of possibly covering the war and everything, but I was just like, dude, this is just way too much. And I'm just trying to hang out and chill. You know, I'm not trying to bring anybody down. I'm sure you guys probably have much to say. Some people that, you know, have strong opinions about it. I went ahead and opened up the Discord. You guys are more than welcome to join in and we can have a chat about it. Let me go ahead and post the invite in the chat. That way you guys can join. Go and put that in there. Let's put that there. So yeah, not too much planned. Let's go ahead and get to that first video that I wanted to talk about originally. It's going to be, I think I saved it. But Larry Wheels, he's starting to stand up to his wife, his gold digger wife. He's actually calling her gold digger online now. And it's kind of funny because, you know, I think the intervention he had with Clavicular, he was basically telling him, he's like, yeah, you know, you need to stand up to her, you know, and not take any of her crap. You know, you're the reason why she feels, I guess, what's the word? Emboldened, maybe, to make fun of you online, because I think she knows that she can take advantage of you, and you got to kind of put a stop to that. So let me see if I can find the video here. I saved it under, I think I saved it under watch later, actually. So this is basically part 2 of the whole Larry Wheels saga by John Bravo. He made a follow-up because Larry Wheels went ahead and responded to the last video he did, the Larry Wheels files. So this is part 2, and it's the Larry Wheels files get even worse. So let's check it out. All right, let's make sure the volume is good here.
our videos that are on their page get the most views. So I get why they're coming after us, getting it back for them. And I deny this because it didn't happen. And it was 2026. Anyone can fabricate a conversation between two people.
So this has the updated situation of him and the amateur boxer that he ended up slapping the piss out of because he wanted to go ahead and flirt with his wife. Dean the Great, which, you know, a lot of people were asking me, you know, why is he great? And I was like, I think it's an ego thing, honestly.
Don't do that. Oh, whoa. No, hey, bro. Hey, don't disrespect that
Yeah, he is a fool. Look at this asshole.
Whoa!
Slapping the shit out of this little bitch for hitting on his sharmuta all night.
His wife up for grabs.
And yeah, he's right. We already know she's up for grabs.
Dean!
All night getting shit on?
Yeah.
I was waiting for that moment.
Dean!
Yeah, it was the boiling point for Larry Wheels. He was getting shit on all week. People were making reaction videos. People were making short clips and stuff. And he had it. By the time that Dean the Great was trying to, you know, cuck him out in front of his wife on stream, he was already done with it. So yeah, that slap, it was all earned on his end.
And you know what I think? I think this was all set up. Because Larry, he knew what was about to come out. And he wanted to try to bury this shit. So Larry Wheels, he's been busy, you know, cucking his way around town like an asshole in those leaked messages that we saw where he's into some crazy shit. And along the way, he's been hurting people with his cucking ways. Well, recently, Larry came out and called me a liar, not once, but twice.
He's so desperate, he has to literally make shit up. And I deny this because it didn't happen. And it was 2026. Anyone can fabricate a conversation between two people.
And listen, you guys know who've been following me for a while. Is it really a good idea to call me a liar? I mean, listen, I didn't want to have to make the video the last time because of all that sick shit. And now I gotta make another one. And Larry, this time it's all your fault, you asshole.
Yeah, note to self, never call John Bravo a liar, especially when he comes with receipts. He comes with phone numbers and he does his research, man. He talks to ex-girlfriends. He gets private investigators involved. So, I mean, yeah, I probably would take his information as credible.
So like I was saying, I didn't want to have to make another video. I don't want to relive those moments from last time. But now Larry, he pushed me. And I ain't got no choice. He called me a liar. He called Greg a liar because he got the information from me. And both of us, you guys know, we don't like to be called liars. So he came out the first time with his sharmuta wife and said, I make up shit.
Listen, I see a few messages about react to John and Greg. And listen, my response is they see that we're trending. They want to capitalize on it. Greg and John are capitalizing on us trending. We've gotten collectively over 1 billion views by now between all the different platforms sharing our clips. And regarding John, same approach as Greg. He sees that the videos he makes about us bring him tremendous amount of engagement. He's so desperate. He has to literally make shit up. I'm not going to go into depth about what he's talking about, but I understand they're playing the game.
Yeah.
Then
that whole mind reasoning sounds a lot like Myron Gaines. He'll say, you know, the whole reason why anybody makes these videos on us is because they get views. You know, if they don't make videos on us, he basically would say that about Abba and Preach. They're like, dude, their videos get no views unless they're talking about us, which, you know, that's not true. I think it's a little funny that Larry Wheels is starting to adopt that same mindset.
he goes, and I don't know why they would need the counseling, the therapy session with a 20-year-old Clav, that asshole, right? So him and his Sharmuta wife and
Clav over here catching strays too, shit.
all got together, and they reacted to my stream, and he called me a liar again, saying I fabricate, I make up all this shit. Larry's revealing to her that, you know...
We could skip any of this stuff. I don't know what this is, but...
Yeah, this guy made a video about me basically saying I'm a cuck, and Greg, another creator that likes to talk about drama, controversy, did the same thing, but...
Oh, Greg Doucette?
Greg Doucette. Exactly.
He's made about.
I want you guys to study Larry's wife right now in terms of like her facial expressions, because I kind of think that she's in on this whole thing, you know, like in terms of his secret. And, you know, if this stuff is true, which, you know, there's a very good chance that it is true, that she has been doing her best to kind of, you know, not bring any light to it. But the fact that, you know, it's kind of unavoidable at this point. Greg Doucette and John Bravo have, you know, kind of come with the receipts. It's like we now need to see Larry Wheels kind of fight his way out of this situation and or spin it in a way where it's just slander. So but if you look at his wife is kind of on the outside of this, because none of this stuff that's in these emails or text messages have anything to do with her, because it's all before her. So if she does know about this stuff, you think that she would be honest about any of this stuff if it was true, or if she is doing her best to keep her mouth shut to continue with this ruse?
12 on me.
Yeah, you know, it brings some views. I get it. Like between John and Greg, like our videos that are on their page get the most views. So I get why they're coming after us, getting it back for them. And I deny this because it didn't happen. And it was 2026. Anyone can fabricate a conversation between two people.
No, yeah.
Right. This is effortless to do.
Now, you guys who have been watching me for years, you guys know I do all this work like a crazy man scientist myself, not just the videos, the filming, the production, right? But the background research. I go to crazy levels to make sure that things are real before I open my mouth. I mean, listen, I talk to police, I talk to lawyers, I talk to ex-sharmutas, which sometimes has a good benefit. I go through all the levels possible to make sure shit is real. I run it by lawyers. Listen, anything that I've ever put out on this channel, if I make a statement, I've always backed it up with receipts, right? You guys have seen it all. I don't fuck around. And listen, in the end, okay, I'm not here to hurt people, but I also feel that people deserve the truth in all these situations. We live in a world of all bullshit. So I go to no end to give people that truth. Now, saying that, I got my reputation to protect, and, you know, Larry calling me a liar, I didn't want to have to, but now I gotta embarrass the shit out of you again, you asshole. Cause like we saw this week, all the streamers, all the YouTubers, all the Instagram people, right? They're all reacting to this shit like it's a horror show. You know what it reminded me of? You guys remember the 2 girls in a cup? When YouTube first came out, everyone was reacting to it. That's what this shit
God, that video scarred me. I mean, even when I hear the music, the opening music to that video, I get traumatic memories.
Reminded me of, and everyone was giving their reaction. And even his online enemy here, look how shocked he
HS Tiki Talkie with the Vegeta hairline here.
was to find out Larry was a cuck. Put some clothes on. I got on my knees and kissed your feet after you had from other guy.
No.
Masty is feeling very grateful. She says, is Masty going to watch the videos of me being a... Yes, I'm watching now. I couldn't wait.
Oh, nah.
So apparently, HS Tiki Talkie is like, I guess, an enemy of Larry Wheel. So for him to see this, it's kind of like adding fuel to the fire. And he's going to reach out to him later in this video to ask him a favor.
What the? Wait, what the? Huh?
Now this one, are you ready for this? She says, I've had 2 Ds already. He says, have you actually? Wow, babe, that's so hot.
I'm laughing at John Bravo reading this, bro.
They both feel coming home. Okay. Is Masty gonna fill Dobby? Yes, Masty's gonna fall inside Dobby's. Did Dobby shower or anything?
Oh no.
I was in the shower, but I didn't clean myself. She says, okay.
Yeah, see, the weird thing about like Sneeko cringing at this is that he was even worse. He was right next to his girlfriend while she was getting plowed by the black dude right next to him. He was on the bed feeling the motion while his girlfriend was getting plowed. And it's just like, dude, I don't know how you do that either, man. So, I mean, like, this is just text messaging where, you know, Sneeko was actually in the room on the bed with us. So it's like, you were even worse, Sneeko.
Perfect.
Oh, bro! What do you mean did Dobby shower since pie? So you want to sleep with this girl when she's got other man's that's Diddy-esque. That's Diddy-esque.
Now, going back to that message, I'm going to tell you the story behind it. Larry, this shit is your fault. I'm saying this, okay? And I'm making this rated G for YouTube, so you guys got to follow along and listen to the way I describe things, all right? Well, the girl, remember in that message, she comes home with a couple of apple pies, right? And Larry's sitting there. He gets down on his knees. He's begging like a simp bitch, right? For, you know, he wants to see what happened with the apple pie. He lays her down. He starts going downtown, enjoying everything. And all he wanted was to taste the apple pies from the other guys.
Oh, God. So gross. Oh. May my life never become this degenerate, man. You know? Like, I consider myself boring compared to this. You know? May I never get so, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what would cause someone to go down this path, you know? And it's wild. Teen Toes will go, so you said it right. It's a simple alert, man. This is bad. Alert. Turn around, get out. Yeah, this is bad, man. Ugh.
Because he wanted to taste what they were cooking.
Oh.
What kind of sick shit is that? All
Damn.
while he's taking care of his own things. I never heard of some sick shit like that. And me telling this story, Larry, it's your fault, so don't blame me for it. Now I'm going to show everybody the evidence, okay? And show you all how this shit is real. The phone of all these WhatsApp messages, which I only showed you guys a portion because I don't want to see it, right? Well, I have access to that phone. And if you look here on the screen, this is the phone itself with all the messages in WhatsApp, which can't be fake, which can't be AI, right? And if you look at the number, the 917 number on top, that's Larry's number. He changed his number recently, but you know how I know that's his number? I reached out to my lawyer, and he reached out to his old manager of 10 years, Adam Silver, and he confirmed that that's Larry's phone number. And Larry, that lawyer, right? That's the same lawyer that's suing the shit out of you, so he sees all the shit I have. So call me again, liar, you asshole. So now we have the phone, the messages, and
Dude, I think John Bravo had this waiting, man. He had this waiting to go. He was basically baiting Larry Wheels the first time to respond, and the fact that he did, he's just like, great, you know? Even though he said that he didn't want to make this video, I think he had it ready to go.
WhatsApp, the number traced back to Larry, right? How is this fabricated and how is this a lie? So I think we know this shit is the truth. And this is the thing, okay? And I've been saying this for a while. In the end, Larry, do you think people really care? Like you said, what goes on in the bedroom? I mean, we don't care if you stick a pipe up your ass and that's what excites you, right?
And I mean, I need to put out there, like, whether this is true or not, why are people so concerned with what gets my dick hard?
When you're going around and hurting people and lying to people and stealing from people, yeah, it's gonna affect your reputation and people are gonna care. Because like I always say, I've said this how many times in these videos, right?
Wait, so Larry Wheels saying what he just said, you know, why are you guys going around caring about what gets my dick hard? It's not that at all. It's the fact that you're not denying this. Like you're like, well, if it was true, you know, he's taking the whole OJ route. Like, if I did it, I would have written a book and I would have titled it the same thing. Coke Benny, welcome to the stream, sir. Sup, camp? Good to see you, man. Yeah, man. This is Yeah, you would think he would have taken like a strong stance that like, yo, this is not true. There's no way this is true. But he's just like, look, if this is true, why does everybody care? You know, it's like I would, if that was me, I wouldn't take that stance. You know, I would just be in full like control the narrative. This is not true. This is all bullshit, and provide evidence. You know, but I don't think he has anything to really clear his name for this.
The truth. No matter how bad it is, no matter what crazy shit you're doing, right? It's never as bad as a lie. And now, Larry, I know you're a simp, I know you're a cuck, but it's time to man up and tell people the truth, because listen, the more you lie, the more your reputation is fucked up, you asshole. Wait, one last thing before we go. I gotta tell you one last quick story. Remember his enemy who couldn't believe his eyes when he was reacting to my video what Larry was doing being a cuck?
Oh, hell nah! Nah!
Well, you know what happened after? Everyone trolled the hell out of Larry's stream. Now this one.
Who the fuck is Dobby, mate? Is it?
Then the enemy FaceTimed Larry to call him a Dobby himself.
Hey, Larry, I want to be your Dobby.
So bad.
Larry, I want to be your Dobby.
What's up?
I want to be your Dobby. I want to collab. I want to give you my
You want to
new
be my
socks.
Dobby?
Wait, you guys have beef?
No, he's my
Dobby. What
friend.
that's supposed to mean?
No, I want to collab. I want to be your Dobby. I've thought of it. We don't need to fight. I'll be your Dobby.
Fix your hairline, you ugly ass.
Oh, all right. Hey, calm your
Damn.
woman down. Calm your woman down.
Fix your hairline, you
I'll fix your fake. Shut up, bitch.
Okay, all right, bro. All right, I'll see. All right, bro.
Dude, man, his wife's got more bark than he does, man. It's like you, even though he's like, yo, he told his wife to go fix, like, hold on, let's watch that again, because it's like people can go at his wife and he has no issue with it. You know, he just laughs it off. Let's watch that one more time.
No, he's my
Dobby. What
friend.
that's supposed to mean?
No, I want to collab. I want to be your Dobby. I've thought of it. We don't need to fight. I'll be your Dobby.
Fix your hairline, you ugly ass.
Oh, all right. Hey, calm your woman down. Calm your woman down.
Fix your hairline, you
I'll fix your fake. Shut
I'll fix your face.
up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, all right, bro. All right, I'll see. All right, bro.
See you later.
I didn't know you guys had beef.
He's making beef because he has no clout, so he's
So he just like, yeah, he just laughs it off. Like this is not a big deal for him.
trying to get some clout off of Larry.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Shortly after this live, Larry deleted the stream. I mean, it did look bad. You know, it was definitely a bad situation. He did bring up the whole Dobby thing because that was like his little pet name for the whole the ex-girlfriend. You know, sleeping with the two guys and then coming home to him. That's yeah, damn.
My bad. I didn't know. My bad. Okay.
It's all good. I'll get you back later for that one. Get back later for that one.
Oh, dude, look at the face. Look at the face. Look. Hold on. I notice this stuff, man. You got to notice people's facial reactions. Of course, you know, Larry Wheels is going to smile, you know, because he's got to put on the best face. So watch this right here. Watch how quickly the face changes.
Because he has no clout, so he's trying to get some clout off of Larry.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't know. My bad. Okay.
It's all good. I'll get you back later for that one. Get back later for that one.
Smile, smile, smile. Change.
And chat,
Damn.
like we're not going to be surprised if there's more videos about us from Greg, John, and others as they see us grow and explode on the internet because of what we're doing with streaming and our clips going viral nearly week after week. There's going to be more people that are coming for us, looking to get some clout from talking about us.
And babe,
You know, I don't even think that's it, man. I think it's just the fact of us just shedding light on the situation, and you're not really embracing it. You know, I mean, you could pull an Adam 22 and just completely lean into it, and almost kind of make it like a weekly humiliation ritual, you know, or you can just admit what is true and let just be done with it. You know, it's like just accept it. I don't think he's accepted it because I think he realizes that it would ruin, you know, his image and whatever fans that he has, whatever, probably wouldn't be following him after that because people can't really respect a cuck, you know. So, But shout out to John Bravo. This was his. He was basically waiting for him to respond, and this was his response to it. Basically, Larry Wheels is just saying that in 2026, anybody can fabricate a conversation for someone, a text message conversation. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of wild. You know, like he didn't really deny what was going on. He was just, you know, saying that, you know, it could be faked. So let me go to the stuff I saved here on Reddit. I'm pretty sure I've saved stuff. Let me see. What did I save here? So I got a video of Larry being zesty. So, you know, we had already heard from a couple of, you know, the last stream that John Bravo said that Larry Wheels was cheating on his girlfriend of 5 years with women and men. So it would also kind of beg the question if he acts a little zesty from time to time. Now, you know, this could be just boys being boys, Myron Gaines type zest. But, you know, how about, you know, we let you guys be the judge.
Pop the shirt off for this one.
Oh, they would love to see that.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Wouldn't y'all?
Who knows? I might have to pop the shirt off for this one.
Oh, they would love to see that.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Wouldn't y'all?
Let's go. You're gonna have to tie the shorts on good, because these, you know, we don't want these to fall off.
I think they do. They would love those things to fall off.
Oh, my bad. There goes the audio. Fuck.
You got any baby oil here?
I should put
while
the
we're
audio.
at it?
I should put it back on then, right?
Well,
Any baby oil here while we're at it? Why would you say that, Larry? Why? It's like that was completely unwarranted. What the hell, dude? Yeah, this is not a good freeze frame. He's completely just like zoning in on his abs. Not a good look, Mr. Larry. Let's see. So, you know, Myron Gaines, he did another college campus, you know, try to prove me wrong, and he did this argument that ICE did nothing wrong. Let's see what this one is all about. I forgot this one.
I will ask again, Myron Gaines, when he was first shot, where were his hands? I don't know. What the fuck you mean? You're saying I did nothing wrong, and you don't even... No, there was never a moment of deadly threat with Alex. There wasn't.
Yeah, we're talking about...
He did ever reach for it?
Yeah, we're talking about the guy that was shot and killed after he had a concealed weapon on him, but they had already gotten the weapon off of him. And in that confusion of getting the weapon off of him, someone said he had a gun, so then one of the ICE agents pulled out their gun and shot him.
Well, here's the thing. You're a grifter. This is the fact. No. How much do you want to bet? $1,000 fucking dollars. Myron, will you take this bet? When he first gets shot, at no point did he reach for his weapon. Bet $1,000 right now.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance to reach for his weapon. He had all those guys on him, whatever. And as soon as somebody said he's got a gun, one of the ICE agents whipped out his gun out of his holster and gave him a shot. Cheetos would go said, dude, just signed himself up for a Diddy party. I mean, if Diddy ever gets out, I think Larry Wheels will definitely be the first in line with the baby oil, man.
The officers. He won't do it. He won't fucking do it. Dude, you don't need, you're over here just like, look, bet me $1,000 that this specific thing happened. Yes, the thing that matters, whether he should get fucking shot. Yeah, of course, you retard. What the fuck? Okay. Once again. You don't even know where his hands were at the time when he got shot. You're wrong. How? Why won't you take the bet? It doesn't matter. Because you don't know. You're a fucking moron, dude. I'm gonna tell you.
You know, it's very rare that we get to see Myron completely choked up and not really have, you know, anything to go off of, especially when he has a big red sign saying that ICE did nothing wrong. To being able to, you know, stand on that point, and then when someone comes at him with something, he completely like folds and has nothing for it. It's always funny to watch. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else on that. I think that's the only. Literally, it was a light week. This is literally all I got. Is there anything else, man? Is there anything else that we can talk about? Did anything else happen this week that I don't know about? Let me go back to Latherger, because I think I saw some stuff that I didn't want to save. Oh yeah, so there was an unfortunate misclick that Myron basically, I guess, showed on stream. He showed his earnings for Rumble, which it looks like as of this year, about $6,436. All-time earnings, about $500,000, 515,701. So, I mean, to some people that's not bad, but, you know, if they're saying we need to figure out how we can get more money from, monetization from YouTube. I'm guessing that this is not nearly enough to cover their expenses for the studio. Because I do remember vividly Myron talking about, having about 20 staff in the Fresh and Fit studio and also being able to pay rent in Miami and, all of the camera equipment and all that stuff. And of course they pay themselves last. I don't think it's enough money really to go around, so that's why Myron has to have the OSS and, the Castle Club and all that stuff for people to basically get other sources of income. So Tito Zagwoski came back. He says, Bonnie Blue. You know what? That's a good one. Bonnie Blue has now come forward and said that she is now pregnant after the 400-man stunt that she pulled. That's actually, I want to say, because that was something that was brought to me. I think I was in a conversation. We were talking about Bonnie Blue. I saw it here. Basically, I think she was on stream with someone, but yeah, she had the pregnancy test and she had like this weird like latex mask on her face. I don't know what it was all about, but she was pregnant. So now we got to figure out who out of the 400 men, that she slept with, were the daddy. And, honestly, I think it's just another publicity stunt. I don't think she's going to keep the baby because, that's just not, I don't think she's ready to settle down, to be completely honest. Let's see. Take us also for free. Welcome to the stream, sir. He says, how the fuck does he pay his staff with $6K a month? Dude, it's not possible, man. They definitely all have probably taken a pay cut. We know that he let go some people, for letting it slip that they pay girls to be brought on the after-hour show. So he had to let go of those 2 employees. I'm sure they've been downsizing more off-stream and, just making a skeleton crew of just Mo, Bills, Fresh and him and Chris. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all just kind of, taking a pay cut. But yeah, that's pretty much and then, I guess between their Castle Club and OSS, whatever, I'm pretty sure that little bit is probably, keeping them afloat. But yeah, they're struggling, we understand now why Myron doesn't go out as much because, it's probably smarter to just stay inside and just eat his, 1, maybe 2 meals a day. And just stream, and just keep the money coming in. Fresh is still going out with Gary, still going out to restaurants, still tricking. And I believe, you know what, I don't want to subject you guys to this because I know that Fresh had a stream about trying to find a girlfriend or some shit. And I don't even want to show it on this stream. He was talking, I've only seen like bits and pieces of it, whatever. But yeah, he basically is trying to find like a steady girlfriend now because he's like ready to settle down. I'm like, well, dude, you still are paying for box or whatever. So it's like now that you don't have that option or that option is drying up very quickly, you now want to see if you can find a girlfriend that do it the right way so that you don't have to like go out here and trick and stuff. I just think that's really, I think it's not true. I think it's just a marketing scam to get people to a desperation attempt to get people to tune into the stream. Taking Souls for Free came back. He says, he does real estate too. Yes, he does. And, we've seen, I don't know if you guys have seen the properties that he has and stuff. That was actually brought up by Duke the Don like a couple years ago. And a lot of those places that Myron has are run down. And, he does have a lot of tenants that, I remember Angie, she was actually running a lot of that for him in terms of like collecting rents and stuff and also doing the evictions as well. But I think him having to juggle that, I don't know. Maybe he has somebody else that he's hired off. Maybe that new chick that he's been seen with when he went to that one convention and where he wouldn't get out. Oh, he wasn't be able to be let in the TPUSA event. I'm pretty sure he probably put her to work too. We'll see. Taking Souls for free came back one more time. So like half the money goes to Fresh and for his hookers. Well, I mean that's the thing. If this money is on the Myron Gaines channel, I'm wondering if that is just all of his. You know, because this is on the debrief. Maybe, possibly, because I know that Fresh and Fit is their joint venture, but I think everything on Myron Gaines X is possibly just his own money. I'm not 100%. The very first comment here says $500,000 and a little over a year is having channel is impressive. Shout out to Rumbleman. Yeesh, wait, Walt must be punching air right now. So that kind of makes me think maybe this is just Myron's money. Okay, wait. And he doesn't have to give the portion of it to his useless half, Walt. That's or W. That probably is, maybe that is his money. Because, I mean, that's what I was reading earlier. And I was like, maybe. Not bad. And that doesn't include OSS 300. I don't even know the difference between those two. F&F related money, real estate, and etc. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that, you know, he also has the crypto wallet as well. We can't forget about that, which I don't even know if this war with Iran is like affecting that at all. I don't know. But let's see. It's not the first time he's accidentally leaked his earnings. Same thing happened a couple months back when he first started streaming on Kick and accidentally showed his Kick dashboard. He was making 10K monthly. And yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, 6,000 is that's kind of mediocre, you know, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't go too far in Miami, but I don't know. When you're a minimalist like Myron, you know, you're still driving around that, you know, 2002 Honda. I'm pretty sure he's saving some money, being as broke as he is. So the girls are fighting. Sneeko says Myron doesn't want to speak to him anymore, and I'm pretty sure this has to do with Fresh posting that exposed video with Gary, you know, because they did another one, not a 3-hour one, but, you know, just did another one, and it was on the Fresh and Fit channel. And, you know, Sneeko tried to do the same thing of trying to reach out to Myron to see if he could have it taken down, and Myron kind of didn't really kind of ignored him a little bit. So this is the reaction of Sneeko basically saying that Myron doesn't want to, you know, squash this with Fresh.
Chat quickly. You guys keep saying call Myron. I don't think Myron wants to speak to me, to be perfectly honest. Okay? I'm not going to get into it. I just, you know, there's some other things. I don't think he wants to talk. So.
Sort of primitive magical beliefs.
Fucking girls, man. It's just like, geez, man. Yeah, so these guys are all kind of fighting with each other. You know, and Myron was like Sneeko's last like friend, even though, you know, we kind of saw it from the outside that Myron is really not a good friend to anybody. He tries to be loyal. He's loyal to the Tates, of course, above everybody else. And when that whole situation popped off with them blaming Sneeko for everything, you know, he really didn't want to take a side. He's just remained neutral. He still remained loyal to Andrew Tate, but he also wanted to remain loyal to Sneeko. And, you know, Sneeko said it. He's like, look, if you try to be loyal to everybody, you're not loyal to anybody, man. So, and, you know, it was a good point that he made. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, man. Your future wife. Enjoy, gentlemen. 22 people have been here. 134 people have been here. That's crazy. Okay. Let's see. I don't really, like I said, man, I didn't really have this, didn't really have much to talk about, man. This was just like, I just wanted to come out and hang out. There was this thing here called Goatco on, I saw this on X actually, and it was Sneeko's brother who looks way more Asian than he does, and he was reacting to Fresh from Fresh and Fit, and he was basically just going off on him, and he's just saying how much he hates him, and you know, this photograph of Fresh is like the least flattering one. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, but right now I don't really want to go on X because X is just, it's filled with craziness right now. And, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of just trying to sift through X. What else, man? What else? There's gotta be, I saw this earlier. Society's Cooked. What men want which is basically, you know, a wife and children, and then what modern women want. It's basically to flex on the gram, you know, like try to get followers, try to get likes, and try to get people funneled to their OnlyFans, you know, because women are their own men now. You know, they can make $500K a year online. At least that's the general, you know, thought process, even though that's, you know, 1% of successful influencers. But, you know, everybody's trying to get it. All the women are trying to, you know, strike it big on Instagram and OnlyFans and all that stuff. And, yeah, they're just putting off having a family until, you know, the beauty fades, and then they got to just pick an orbiter out of, or an orbiter off the tree or something, and then possibly settle down. But yes, let's see. Tito's Ghost came back. He says, with modern dating, that sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. You know, it's like men work hard. We work hard. We, you know, we get an education, we get good jobs and stuff so that we can take care of ourselves, make enough of an income so that we can support a family, you know? The ultimate goal is to leave a legacy. The only way you can do that is by marrying a woman, having children, and, you know, raising them to be good adults, and then those children giving you grandchildren, basically. You know, that's like the ultimate goal in life. Money is fine, but it's not something that you should make a goal, because anything that you attain in this life, you don't get to take it with you. It's more about experiences and memories, and, you know, just people is what gives life meaning. You know, it's not about material things, man. Sexual discipline is more important than ever. A woman gets upset that her boyfriend does, because he won't do this. I saw this clip. It's a little weird. It's on the fetish side. Let's check it out.
Bro, I don't even give a fuck at this point. Like, bro, if you don't love me, you don't want to be with me, then just fucking say that.
You know, with an intro like that, you would probably thought he cheated or something like that. But you'd be surprised. Viewer discretion is advised.
You fucking nasty. All because I won't let you.
Mind you, we've been together for 7 years, and she never tried to do this until now. Pukey face.
It's not even just the pegging. It's like other stuff. Like, you're fucking nasty. Why are you obsessed with a man's asshole? Bro, it's just yours. It's just yours. What the fuck, dude? These people really got problems. No, if you don't want to be with me, you don't want me to. I understand if you like ass, but like, bro, you're obsessed with trying to fuck my ass. Like, bro, what? I like you. I just want you. I want every piece of you. It's giving women in male fields. What the fuck is wrong with you? Women in male fields? No, that would imply that you're sexist, because women can be in whatever the fuck field they want. I can be in your ass if I want. If you see, this is the exact.
No. This is okay. This should have been sorted out in the vetting process, okay? This should have been a conversation. You know, what do you like? What's like a weird kink that you have or something? You know, not on the first date, of course, but, you know, somewhere down the line, you're comfortable with each other. You're sorting each other, trying to feel each other out and stuff like that. You know, maybe you've had sex a couple times and stuff, and you have that conversation. What would you say is like your maybe weirdest kink or something, and she can say this, and then you guys don't have to go 7 years down the line and then have this argument, because now it's turned into an argument. And you know, a man should never have to like defend his ass from the woman that he's been with for 7 years. That's just this should be a non-issue, but this is a public issue, okay? And I feel for this man, you know, like he shouldn't have to go through this. I mean, just like if a woman is not wanting to do that type of intimacy, you know, that's something that you need to talk about. This is kind of wild. Coke Bay says, what did I just come back to? Well, you know, I guess the moral of the story is you got to talk about your boundaries. You got to get that out in the vetting process, because if you don't, you're going to see yourself 7 years down the barrel in the relationship, and a woman is just frustrated as hell that you won't let her peg you, you know? And this shouldn't be an argument, but it is.
If you don't love me, okay, if you don't want to be with me, you're fucking nasty. I guess I don't. Pack your bags and get the fuck on. Well, that's not an option.
Now I must say that was a lot to endure.
She just said that's not an option. That's not an option for them to break up. Hold on, let's see that again. Was she saying that's not an option, that she can't do what she wants to do with you, or pack your shit and get and leave? She's like, that's not an option. is that not an option because of why? It doesn't seem like they have kids. Let's see. They might have kids. They've been together for 7 years. They probably have kids. Let's see that one more time.
Okay, if you don't want to be with me, you're fucking nasty. I guess I don't. Pack your bags and get the fuck on.
Okay, so she just kind of like called his bluff. She's like, if you don't want to be with me, just say it. And he's like, I don't. And then now she's going to come back and say, well, that's not an option. Hold on. That's contradictory.
Okay, if you don't want to be with me, you're fucking nasty. I guess I don't. Pack your bags and get the fuck on. Well, that's not an Goodbye.
Option. Now, I must say, that was a lot to endure at one time. As a man that does not participate in any kind of activity like that, that's just not how I rock. And I'm not judging here. If you into that, bro, that is your body. Do your motherfucking thing. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. I don't know why they made this public. I wish them all the best. I don't know what to say. It just seems like, this kind of stuff, it probably is fake for the most part, because it seems really embarrassing for him to be filming this. And if they are still together, that's real fucked up. I don't know. Coke Benny says women aren't used to being broken up with. That's true. That probably is actually it. She probably wasn't thinking that he was gonna like call her bluff and actually be like, yeah, you need to pack your shit and get out of here. She probably wasn't ready for that. So yeah, that's probably why she was contradicting herself. This next one is, I think it's an L for all men, for women to move like this. And I believe this is Asian women talking about, dating black men or whatever, and then settling on white guys because ultimately white men are the prize to Asian women. No surprise. Everybody should know this.
Started with Asian, then it was black.
Oh, hell yeah.
I literally dated multiple black men. But I didn't, it wasn't long term. I was just for fun.
Hey, you were out there breaking all these black men's heart.
You know what? I should try something different. That's when I was on Bumble and Tinder. Then it was a white man.
The white man's the keeper. Obviously, it's because his personality, not the fact that he's white.
White, yeah, right.
If I was a white guy, I would feel quite disrespected that you dated all these other ethnicities before me, and then you settled with me at the end. Why wasn't I your first choice? Saying she started with Asians because that's all that was around her. And then when she realized there was black guys, she deemed them to be cooler. That was my first choice, and I found them extremely thrilling, and they were the most attractive. It didn't work out because they didn't treat her right. Now, why did she go to white guys? You're the one who accepts me after I didn't really like you, and I'm coming to you because not that I've grown and become smarter and I realize you're the best. No. Couldn't get what I wanted, so I jumped around, and now you're the one.
Yeah. It kind of seems like Asian women, let's not get it twisted, all right? Asian women do put white men on a pedestal. That's just kind of a generality. They do, I've seen a lot of Asian women end up with Asian men. Of course that happens. Typically families that have strong family ties, whatever, they want their daughters to end up with, Asian men, successful Asian men. But in a lot of, Americanized Asians that date out of their race, I've seen a lot where Asian women have been with black men. I've also seen Asian women be with Latino men too. So, it just kind of seems like Asian men for Asian women, if it's not arranged by the family or, they're not Americanized, maybe they moved here or they integrated here and stuff like that. I think I see more of Asian women with white men. That's just kind of that is kind of the end result. They even out in those countries, from, China, Japan, Philippines, they all put white people above, that's the gold standard pretty much. And, yeah. But as far as dating around and stuff like that, I can see how, black men could be a kind of a fetish for them. They fetishize black men, and then, that's just for fun. And then when they want to settle down, kind of like how, some men, they look at blondes as for fun and brunettes for marriage, it's kind of the same thing, but a little different. So McQueen, forgot to mention this. So McQueen is dating a 6'8", I want to say she's Puerto Rican. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She's Cuban. Sorry. But she's 6'8". Okay. And I believe McQueen is 5'9", 5'8". Whenever he stands next to her, she like towers over him. I mean, 6'8" is tall for anybody anyway, but apparently one of McQueen's exes like saw him in a bar or whatever. So his current girlfriend, this Cuban Amazon woman, completely like threw her drink at her and was like trying to fight her and everything, and it looked real bad. So, you know, of course, McQueen, he can't really do nothing for a woman that's like 6'8". You know, he can't hold her back. You know, she'll just knock him over. But it was really funny. So I thought you guys might enjoy this.
That shit, you a gay ass nigga. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so that was the ex. That was the ex that got the drink thrown in her face. It happened really fast. Let's watch this one more time.
You fucking that shit, you a gay ass nigga. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yo.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, hold on. No.
No, you gotta go.
No. Hey, stop.
You gotta go. No. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Get off. Get off.
Oh my
You
God.
gotta go. You 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 gotta go. And you still fucking disrespecting me?
Oh my God.
And you still fucking disrespecting me?
Stop.
You know what? Fuck you.
Grab the
fuck
purse.
dinner, bro.
Grab the purse. Come on,
Fuck
bro.
this shit, bro.
Go to the core. Hey, listen. After this, it's over. Don't come over to my crib. Don't bring this nigga. No more of this. No, stop. All that shit. Hey, it's over after this. I tried to come to a middle ground. I tried to have a middle ground. It's over. If I see you anywhere else, you better not say nothing to me. If the next time I see you at a party or
I don't understand why the ex even cares. Like, why does she care who he's with? You know, like why would she cause any problems and all this? Unless, you know, she still isn't over him, you know? It just seems like, you know, if you guys broke up and maybe you were like amicable about it, you see each other out, you know, in the real life again, you just kind of like acknowledge each other, but then you can just like don't really, you see that you're with somebody, so you don't like want to bother them. But she got all up in her face. She got all up in his face, and she just like grabbed her drink. And, you know, it could have been vodka. It could have been tequila or something. And we know tequila in the eyes, vodka in the eyes, that burns. Okay. So she could have gotten arrested for assault, man. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of wild. I thought that was kind of crazy. Tia Tosago says, were the police called for this? That I don't know. I didn't really look into this because I just saw this clip and it was only like a minute long, and I was like, God damn, dude. Like, at first I was like, I thought McQueen was just streaming with that Cuban woman. I didn't know that was his actually girlfriend, but I knew that they did another stream together where they were in the house or something, and I guess he was trying to do like an IRL stream. He was like in the room, and she kept like barging in the room, and she was just like this, 6'8", like towering over him and everything. And I was just like, what is this, you know? But then this happened, and I was like, wow, I guess they are official. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of funny when I've never been in that situation where I've dated a woman who was taller than me, and to have to like try to hold her back, like we know that's kind of impossible. I think she's got like a good 150 pounds more than him, possibly. I just thought it was pretty funny. He can't hold her back, dude. Like that, he can't do nothing with her.
function, whatever. Do not say nothing to me. It's over now.
Yeah, that's just wild, dude. I thought it was a pretty funny clip. I want to see what the people are saying on this one though. McQueen scripts his content, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is it. I know his posts softcore corn on Patreon with his girls in his video. I didn't know that. I had no idea. 6'8", bro is dating a whole ass Amazonian. What does Angel Fernandez see in McQueen? She should be going for basketball players. And then, what basketball players you know are dating women who are 6'8"? Oh man, that's funny. And then somebody posted her Instagram. We're not going to go to that. But yeah, so let's see. Let's see if there's anything else here. Okay, so I don't know if this is true. That Myron wrote a second book called Why Women Deserve Even Less. He says it's available on Amazon right now. Anybody want to start a book club? I had no idea this came out. I guess he had more notes, you know, that he had gained from, you know, the after hours and stuff with Fresh, and he just had more stuff to put down, I guess. I didn't know this. I don't know. Let's see what people are saying. I don't even know if this is real. Let's see. Chapter 9, How to Avoid Rollerblade Rickies. God damn. Oh, man. Rollerblade Rico, man. He's got to have a chapter on that, dude. How to cope with that and how to make it how to spin your public relationship as I wasn't ready for a serious relationship. She wanted kids and I wanted to focus on my career. You know, like the things that you got to say to make yourself look like you're not a piece of shit. Chapter 1, the arms race, something in favor of men disadvantages 304s. Okay, something in favor of men disadvantages 304s. Chapter 2, end of dating apps, top 1% Chad is the only winner. Chapter 3, sugar sites, run high value men game. I wonder if that's real. Chapter 4, women in social media, attention and validation is women's currency. You know, this actually sounds like a chapter that would be in that book. This probably is right. Chapter 5, the rise of influencers. I have no idea what this is about. Chapter 6, what women want, everything or whatever other women want. Chapter 7, men's reaction. I have no idea what this is about. Red pill? MGTOW? Chapter 8, strategies and recommendation. Pump and dump, vasectomies, don't get married, grind and become a high value man, etc. You know, just by reading the chapters, it's like you don't even have to read the book. You can just kind of know what the book is about, and you just, I mean, if you know, you know. And then this guy said, when I saw chapter 3, I thought you were trolling. Then I opened up my copy, and this was the real table of contents. Oh no! So I guess this is real. Damn, dude, that's wild. I liked his first book. I hope he does an audiobook for this one. Damn, that's wild. Let's see. Cookman says, don't say nothing to me. So he does want her to say something to him. He did do a double negative. Do not say nothing to me. Yeah, please help me. That's him saying help. Oh man. You wonder, I mean, I guess in every man's life, you know, if they get the opportunity to date an Amazonian woman, you know, it's like, I guess to have that off your bucket list, he's probably not going to, this might have left a bad taste in his mouth. He might realize, yeah, he's like, yeah, you know, I thought it would be fun to try something new, but now I realize, you know, he probably is going to realize now what he likes. And, you know, Amazon women are not it, you know. Let's see. Sartain believes men will be smashing robots in the future due to 304s rejecting them. Interesting.
Idea that
you're the most fuckless individual ever.
Yes. The idea that you're all of a sudden going, now, of course, I'm not going to fuck a robot, and my kids probably won't, but great grandkids, you're telling me they're going to grow up, and they're going to go over to their friend Tommy's house, and he's going to have this robot that can change its appearance into any woman who ever lived, and is completely subservient, and is completely unidentifiable, unrecognizable from an actual woman, and he's going to, his like first 100 sexual experiences were going to be this fantasy thing, then he goes to a bar, and a woman rejects him because he's too short. He's going to go home and fuck his robot, bro. Like the idea that this isn't going to happen, you are so naive if you don't believe in eugenics, AI, or the fact that we're going to be having sex with androids. Well, you mentioned so naive if you don't.
Interesting that this is what the podcast is now has been talking about. At least was Access Vegas. That this is what they're talking. They're talking about having sex with robots, which is something that, you know, I mean, I had the whole video on, you know, the whole marketplace of sex robots and how, you know, they're still like in the mannequin stage right now. You know, other countries are doing these android robots, whatever, that kind of use the internet to kind of remember the things you say and also be able to, like, I guess, give you affirmations and everything, but also, you know, you can turn off that switch, keep them at a certain type of mindset in terms of, like, you know, not nagging you too much or remembering too much. I don't know. I think the whole point of a sex robot, at least for, you know, the men that are going to be in the market for one, is that they're going to want something that has not been touched, you know. And I think, you know, virgins are just going to be something that are going to be myths that are going to be in books, you know. And it's going to be, I mean, men and women, kids are starting a lot earlier now. You know, as a lot of people were getting together in high school, kids are getting together now in middle school now, you know, and maybe even earlier than that. And it just seems like by the time, you know, men get their worth up and they start getting out in this marketplace and stuff, this dating marketplace, they realize that the girls are going to be running laps around them, because they have kind of consolidated on a bunch of, men that are able to give them a lifestyle, be able to, rise above other men that they see, and other men become invisible. So what other recourse do these guys have that aren't getting dates, that aren't getting paired off with people? They get in the market of buying a robot, and it sounds wild, but I don't know, man. I think it's, I think people are willing to settle for something like that, and I mean, if people are already having relationships with ChatGPT, like just that emotional conversation connection, that they just cannot do, talking with women and stuff. They just have this like weird anxiety, and they're like, I don't know, ChatGPT freaking understands me. If something like that can happen, then people can definitely have these type of relationships with their robots and just like completely be in their own. I mean, there's already been people marrying like their body pillows and crazy stuff that's already happened, so the robot thing is not too far off. I mean, it's definitely something that's going to happen, if not in our lifetime, our children's lifetime. It's going to happen a lot sooner than we think, with technology getting as good as it is. I don't know. Taking Souls for Free came back. He says, yo, Camp, off topic, but did you see the vid of the masked stranger smashing Jack Doherty's windshield? No, I did not. And he says, I can't tell if it's real or not. I did not. Let's check that out. I'm guessing that's on YouTube, right? Let's type in Jack Doherty and then masked man. Oh, hold on. Dangerous scammers by the police. Let's see. Windshield. I did not see this. Guy just cracked Jack Doherty's windshield and his new Corvette he just got. Damn, dude, Jack Doherty can't catch a break, dude. First the McLaren.
Guys, someone just smashed.
First the McLaren, now this Corvette. Let's check it out. It could be for content, though. If it's on Kick, it probably is arranged. We'll see. Let's check.
Smashed my car windshield. Dude, what? Yo, what the f? Pretty cool. They just ran up, smashed the window, and yeah, now I got to deal with this on my brand new Corvette. Look at that. Look at this. There's glass all over the inside too. Look at this. There's glass all over here.
Oh, he ran away. He drove off, that guy.
Guys,
That's
someone
awesome.
just smashed my car windshield.
Dude, I mean, I can only laugh at shit that happens to Jack Doherty because he's been such a piece of shit for so long, dude. Like, this is just, I'm happy. I'm happy to see this. I think it's real. I mean, Florida is really known to have like the crazy people, man. Like, it's always a Florida man in the news. So I would absolutely say this is absolutely real. This is the first time I've seen this, though. Let's watch that one more time.
Dude, what? Yo, what the f? Pretty cool.
Yeah, why not?
They just ran up, smashed the window.
Holy shit,
and
dude.
yeah, now I got to deal with this.
Dude, that's 100% real, dude. It's 100% real, and Jack Doherty, of course, is going to turn it into content because that's just all he knows how to do. But yeah, it looks pretty funny though. I saw it on Drama Alert's Twitter, but you can probably find it on YouTube. Yeah, there it is. And then he says he sounds like he's announcing a giveaway. It does look like he has his hand on like, hey, my first. The next, 10 subscribers, whatever, will be entering a drawing for this brand new Corvette. I just got it. All you got to do is get a new windshield. God damn. I mean, this guy, I don't know how much Jack Doherty is worth, and it probably would make me depressed to know how much he's worth. And for him to go from a McLaren to a brand new Corvette, I'm sure it's probably a write-off, because he's just using it for content anyway. That kind of thing. I can't feel sorry for him. You said it best, taking Souls for Free. Well deserved. Absolutely, man. I mean, this is just karma coming back on him, dude. For all of the pranks that he did, all the people that he pissed off, all the people that he like shoved in the street and then, hid behind his bodyguard, this kind of stuff. I have no sympathy for him at all. And, I'm glad that all this stuff gets captured on camera and then he just turns it into content and we all get to enjoy it. So let's see what people are saying about this. What? And then in note, you scared ass, you ain't gonna do nothing. Yes, true. Yes, I'm so happy. Best video Jack's made. Yeah, right. It's for views. He set that up. Well, you see, there's always gonna be people thinking it was set up, you know, because that's the thing. You have to have some things, you know, if you're doing controversial stuff, it seems like Kick is the place for that. You know, it probably wouldn't cost too much for him to get that windshield replaced. You know, it might be, you know, a drop in the bucket for the money that he earns. So he's just like, yeah, dude, would you mind putting? It might maybe. It might have been real, but it also could have easily been set up too. So I wouldn't put it past Jack Doherty to ask one of his friends, hey man, would you mind smashing up my windshield? You know, just give it like 3 good taps, whatever, and just run off. And then I won't report you, whatever, but I'll just get it all on film and yeah. And whatever revenue we get from the stream, we'll get it refixed. I just want to, you know, I need something for this week. I can completely see Jack Doherty like having that idea, you know? So it could go either way. It just seemed like he wasn't that. If this was real, I think he would just call the cops. I don't know if he did call the cops. I don't know. I don't watch his stuff, so I couldn't tell you. But no, I definitely think that that was probably set up. Could have been. What are your thoughts of Rampage's son being unbanned from Kick after almost killing that wrestler? I don't know about this either. See, I'm glad you're letting me know about this stuff, man. I don't know anything. Rampage, I didn't even know Rampage had a son. Let's check it out. Rampage Jackson's son, pro wrestler, KO pro wrestler. Oh, it's got to be this one. His son beats up a wrestler for real. This has got to be it. Mind Smash. 6 months ago? Yeah, I guess from 6 months ago. Let's check it out. I didn't even know about this.
Yellow, right on the shoulder, slam on the canvas, hits the back of his head against canvas.
God damn.
This is real animosity. He's cracking real blows against the unconscious opponent. Why would this happen? Well, this is actually Rampage Jackson's son. And this guy hit Rampage Jackson's son with a can. He was instigating a fight with him, and so Rampage Jackson's son took matters into his own hands. Here another wrestler is trying to restrain him, trying to stop him from cracking. It could end up really bad, so someone had to step in and stop this, but, well, he wasn't trying to fight. He didn't instantly start engaging in a conflict, but the other guy stepped up on him and essentially provoked this response. Let's hear it from Rampage himself as to what happened.
This is what happened, Chad. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach. The pro wrestling guy don't know my son, and he hit him over the head with like a can or a beer can or a bottle or something. It hit my son over the head. I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something. And Roger didn't react, but Roger didn't fight though. He didn't do anything because I told Roger not to get punched, but still hit my son over the head. And then he asked my son, you ain't gonna sell it when you in pro wrestling? So this motherfucker that hit my son is stupid. So in order for me not to go to fucking jail, I gotta talk to his coach.
Interesting. Dude, I never even knew about this. This is like from 6 months ago? Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm not in like the scene like that. I don't.
This video is educational.
I didn't even know that was going on. I don't like, as far as like Rampage Jackson, I only see like whatever I see of Rampage Jackson on Reddit. So I didn't even know he had a son. I didn't know his son almost killed that wrestler, you know, for hitting him beating him in the head with a can. That's kind of wild, dude. I'm surprised you didn't cover this. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I would have if I knew anything about it, but damn. It seems like, yeah, so the guy that hit him in the head with a can, he was the one that was on the ground that wasn't fighting back. He was basically just letting him, just taking the punches, whatever. I guess he had a lot of respect for Rampage, you know. He's like, look, I'm not gonna put a finger in your son, but I will take these, take these punches and stuff. But yeah, I wonder how that guy ended up. Is there a follow-up video for that? Let me see. Because Yeah, let's go back. Unfiltered fight. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's check this one out.
This is what happened, chat. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach. Those pro.
Take His Souls Free says his son got banned because he was being streamed, and now he's unbanned, and everyone is upset about it. Well, how long was the ban for? You know, because I mean, if it was just like some 24-hour ban, like a slap on the wrist, you know, I can kind of understand why people would be mad. You know, because I think there are certain things that I'm sure these kick streams, they don't want to promote, like, you know, killing somebody on camera or whatever. I mean, they gotta have certain limits in place. But yeah, I don't think so. Let's see. Chia Tosugo says, "Camp, you can't hear me." I don't know, man. Let's check. I can't hear you. No, sir. Let me see. Let me check my audio settings. 1 second. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's why. My Windows default. Let's go to speakers. There's that. And then microphone. No, not the webcam. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I can hear myself now through your speakers.
Can you hear me now, Camp?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream.
I'm good, Camp. How you?
I'm getting a little bit of an echo from you, so you might want to, I guess, put some headphones. Put some headphones in.
Normally haven't had an echo issue before. Here, let me turn my input volume down. That might help.
Cool. Taking Souls for Free came back. He says that wrestler ended up in the hospital for 6 months. Not sure how he was doing now, but he lost all of his teeth. Rampage's son was banned during this whole since 6 months, and only arrested for one night. Wow. Yeah, I can still hear myself through your mic. So there's a little bit of a feedback loop there.
Shoot.
You don't have headphones?
If I hold it further away. You don't have headphones? No. Last time I tried a microphone with headphones on it, it did not go well for me.
Okay.
I couldn't even hear myself.
There should be a push to talk option on Discord. That way we don't have to hear the feedback. That way whenever you do want to talk, you can just push the, I think it's like space button or something like that. And then you can do it that way.
Let me see if I can set it up.
Yeah. Yeah, let's, I'm going to keep going on this video and see what he talks about, because I want to know more about this now.
Wrestlers, they be just as crazy as MMA guys, right? The pro wrestling guy don't know my son, and he hit him over the head with like a can or a beer can or a bottle or something.
And I'll be transparent. I like Raja, and obviously I adore Rampage. Me and Rampage have a great relationship. I love Rampage. And it's just by nature, my initial thought was when I heard about this, and I spoke with Rampage. When I heard about this, I went, all right.
Chip in.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, because I can't hear myself now. I think it's fixed, so we're good.
Right, how can I defend Raja?
God damn.
Motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit.
Rampage Jackson has finally explained what happened at the pro wrestling event and shed lights on why his son almost killed the pro wrestler. On the other hand, the MMA guru criticized Raja Jackson harshly after the incident, calling him a dumb animal and saying he should have been put in a cage. He expressed frustration that no one took proper action when the situation unfolded, adding that Raja should have been knocked out cold in the ring.
Yeah, bring that sparring partner back, tornado kick him again. Dumb animal. Brother, dumb animal, put him in a cage, straight up. Raja should have got fucking knocked out cold in that ring. No one was doing anything about it. But
wait, this guy is talking right now. Is he the one that was body slammed? This guy right here? I'm guessing so. I can't tell because he's got the beanie on, whatever. Because I mean, it looks like he has the same beard and stuff. I'm guessing that's him. Calling him, he's saying he needs to be in a cage. I'm guessing. I don't know.
That pink hair guy.
Moreover, Sean O'Malley commented on the situation, saying the strikes were brutal and crossed the line.
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, he looks different.
He noted that the pro wrestler hit Roger Jackson over the head with a can, wondering if the wrestler thought it was part of the show, but stressed that you cannot hurt people like that and it had to stop.
Ooh, yeah, no, those are full on, like.
Okay, taking Sultan Frieza, he's just a reporter. Yeah, I thought that after I saw like him, the guy moving around, like doing the can thing on his head, they totally look different. So I see that now. Yeah. Damn.
Those were brutal. Yeah. Oh, I did see the guy hit him over the head with the can, but if the guy thought that was part of like what I don't know. You can't hurt people like that. It's just.
However, Rampage Jackson explained that his son attended a pro wrestling event with his coach when a pro wrestler, not knowing him, struck him over the head with a can or bottle without warning. He said his son Raja did not react or fight back because he had advised him not to, but still, he was upset that someone would hit his son like that and then asked if he was going to sell it for the show. Rampage called the wrestler stupid and said he had to talk to his son's coach to keep himself from going to jail over the incident.
This is what happened, chat. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach. Those pro wrestlers, they be just as crazy as MMA guys, right? The pro wrestling guy don't know my son, and he hit him over the head with like a can or a beer can or a bottle or something. And my son didn't know it didn't know it was coming. Didn't know. They didn't tell my son. And he hit my son over the head. I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something. And Roger didn't react, but Roger didn't fight though. He didn't do anything because I told Roger not to get punched, but still nigga hit my son over the head. And then he asked my son, "You ain't gonna sell it when you in pro wrestling?" So this motherfucker that hit my son is stupid. So in order for me not to go to fucking jail, I gotta talk to his coach.
Derek Brunson spoke about the matter, saying at first he believed it was just part of a wrestling act. But after finding out more, he understood it was an actual serious event. He condemned Roger Jackson's behavior, calling it careless and uncalled for, and said it should have never taken place. Brunson shared his concern for the wrestler who got hurt, wishing him a full recovery, and warned Raja that actions like this bring heavy consequences. He ended by pointing out how small conflicts can easily grow into major troubles that leave long-lasting damage.
All right, follow me real quick. When I first saw this, I thought these guys were playing.
Yeah, at first I thought that was playing too, because, like wrestling, I've watched a lot of wrestling growing up, and I thought a lot of this was just like playing around. I didn't think it was like, but then when I saw him doing bare knuckle punches to him and he was literally taking it, I was like, okay, that's fucking real. Holy shit.
WWE hardcore match.
Damn.
Oh, look at this. Mox has him up. Oh! Disqualification, but please.
No. After doing my research, this was definitely real.
Oh, you don't.
Unavoidable.
Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro.
Should have never happened.
I apologize. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I thought you were a worker.
At the end of the day, I hope the wrestler that was hit and pummeled is okay. And for Roger, your actions were out of line, so you're gonna have to deal with some big boy consequences for this one. All of us can learn a little something from this. Don't let small.
Damn, so he apologized to him like right away. I didn't realize that. I thought that was a Oh damn! I'm still hearing the echo through your microphone. It's not fixed, sir. But yeah, I was like, damn.
I'm trying to fix it, Camp. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I was just like, damn, dude. I didn't realize that he apologized to him, and then that still happened. That whole shit still unfolded. It's like, when did he get in the ring with him? Was that like the next day, or was that the same day? Like, what the hell, dude? I really want to know the timeline on this whole thing.
All situations escalating to bigger situations that will ultimately cost you big consequences.
Chael Sonnen said he was giving his view without all the details, but warned the matter could become much more serious if Psycho Stu had major injuries like a broken jaw or missing teeth. He noted that the police already possesses clear video evidence of the attack, but have not acted yet, as they're waiting for Psycho Stu to officially give a statement before proceeding.
I'm getting in front of this and I'm making these predictions without having news if Psycho Stu is injured. If his jaw's broken and some teeth that are loose, all of a sudden you're having a very different conversation.
But Taking Souls for Freak says he apologized and then told him to get in the ring to get his get back. But then it got out of hand. It all happened on the same day. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, because I was like, when did they actually have the fight? Because it seemed like he apologized to him after realizing that, he thought he was a worker and stuff. Damn, dude. Okay. So he got his get back like right away. He didn't wait. He didn't stew on it at all. He just was like, I'm ready to go right now. That's crazy.
You have the police that are in possession of irrefutable evidence known as a video that an assault happened, and the police have not taken any action. And they won't take any action until a statement is made one way or the other by Psycho Stu.
Tim.
Well, okay, so now we find ourselves in a predicament then, because if they have that on video of him hitting him over the head with the can, you know, mistakenly thinking that he was like also a wrestler too, that he was going to actually like go along with it and sell it and stuff like that. But then he apologized and then he told him to go ahead and get his get back or whatever. And then they have that fight, and then it's like, it was almost kind of like he sanctioned that ass whooping, you know? He didn't think that they were going to actually, I don't know. I guess he didn't think it was going to escalate the way it did. Unfortunately for Psycho Stu, he has to deal with the fact that, yeah, he did throw the first, like, he do the first aggressive move in terms of like hitting the guy over with the can that was completely like unwarranted. He didn't like, you know, he didn't know, you know, it was a completely, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how that's going to be kind of messy, you know, because yeah, I can see how the police are going to definitely wait on his statement. But if he asked Raja to get in the ring with him, and it's almost kind of like, you know, he kind of asked for that to happen, you know? But as far as like what started this whole thing, Psycho Stu was the first person to do something, you know? So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to end well for him.
Welch voiced a strong reaction, explaining he could barely watch the clip because the man appeared completely
camp.
Okay, cool. What do you think, man? Do you think that Psycho Stu, like okay, so the police they're waiting on Psycho Stu to basically come forward. Maybe he already has, but basically to come forward with a statement about this whole thing. It was his mistake that he thought Raja was a wrestler, you know, when he hit him over the head with the can, that he thought he was going to like, you know, completely like sell it and play along, whatever. And then he goes ahead and tells him like, hey man, if you want to settle in the ring, whatever, get your revenge or whatever, get your get back and stuff, we can do that. And so they do that, and then the incident happens where he beats him, you know, into submission. What do you think the police are going to do with this?
What I know of pro wrestling, selling's a pretty big deal, and you know they actually have some pretty harsh rules for not messing around. I know that WWE specifically, they have some pretty harsh rules for fan interactions. And there's a couple times where wrestlers broke them for good reasons, and it's just like, okay, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the way that they handle talent in some situations is there's always this kind of like this gray area where they kind of have people ad-lib at times. And it could be that this was an ad-lib moment, but it's hard to say at this stage, to be perfectly honest with you, Camp.
I don't know. I don't know if they have.
If they did,
yeah,
it's like
I don't know if they're going to have any grounds really to arrest anybody. You know.
I mean, it's going to be hard to say at this stage because, you know, it's kind of obvious that this kid took things a bit too far. And, you know, did it, and we also don't know what happened in between the promotion and then him jumping the barrier and getting in the ring with the guy.
Yeah. I mean, just from the footage alone, man.
It's hard to say at this stage. But
yeah. Just from the footage alone, I would say that honestly, I think there would be no arrests that need to be made, you know? Even though, like, I've already heard that Raja's already been arrested, or he was arrested for a day or something, and he was banned and then unbanned or something, and everybody's mad that he's unbanned. I don't know, man. See, that's the thing. If it were me that was in charge of, like, you know, keeping these guys online or kicking them offline, I think that the situation is kind of a weird gray area, man. It really is. Like, I would probably just let it ride. That's just me, though. Yeah. That's just me, because I think that, you know, what's his face? Who's the wrestler's name? I already forgot his name already. Psycho Stu. He made a mistake, you know, and it's an honest mistake. He made an honest mistake, and but as far as Raja getting his get back, I think that was something that, because Psycho Stu opened the door for him to walk through that, I think that was kind of, I guess it's kind of okay, you know? Like, it's not okay that he beat him in submission, you know, bare knuckle and all that stuff and all that. Like, I don't think that was what he was even trying to go for, you know? But I think, I don't know, man. This is really hard for me to judge. This is why I'm not a judge, because I think that the situation, it could have been handled better. I don't know. You know, maybe a sanctioned fight with rules in place, you know, and you know, clear rules so that there's no gray area in terms, you know, because I think the fact is that this happened so fast, there wasn't enough time to really set any type of parameters, you know. So yeah, unfortunately, I think it's kind of, I don't really think it's good or bad that he was banned and then unbanned or whatever. I think it was just kind of, the situation is it's a messy situation, you know? I don't think Raja asked for this to happen. But you know, him being a man, him wanting to defend himself, stand up and defend himself. I think that's natural. I think a lot of people can get behind that, can kind of understand where he's coming from, you know? But there is limits, and you could take it too far. And yeah, I mean, obviously he did, you know, he could have stopped after the first body slam and the first like free punch. He could have stopped after that. But I think some people that were actually watching this kind of let it ride. They let it ride, man. And it got out of control.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a guy who's a bare knuckle fighter against a professional wrestler who's only trained to sell and not really take hits, I mean, that was actually that was a complaint from a lot of the older wrestlers. I mean, there was an interview with Bret Hart, and one of his biggest complaints was that, you know, they know how to show a hit, but they don't know how to take the hit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the stuff that they do in wrestling too, you know, where they put the head inside of like the folding chair and stuff, and then they like do the little suplex. That shit looks like it hurts, man. But I'm sure that these guys are professionals, man. They know how to like hit people with stop signs, hit people with baseball bats, and they know how to sell it, you know, to make it look real. But I mean, all of that comes with practice.
Well, they sell it. I mean, not too many people. I don't know how many people are aware of this, but Triple H, when he was still wrestling, they were so worried that he would hurt somebody with the sledgehammer. So for a number of years, he was working with the softest rubber sledgehammer they could get their hands on.
Mm-hmm.
And then during, I think it was a Hell in the Cell match, he was swinging it around, and he was using it, and it broke open. It split open somebody's head, you know, not like cracked the skull, but it split the skin open.
God
and they were like, oh, well, what's the point in him using a rubber hammer head when it's still going to cause skin to split open.
Right.
So they decided to give him a real one with the lightest head they could get their hands on, and he just covered it with his hand.
Okay. Damn. Still. Yeah, I mean, he must have been hitting him pretty hard with that soft hammer for it to still do some damage, you know? Taking Souls for Free came back with a little bit of clarification. He says, oh, I forgot to mention something. They agreed to only let Raja slam him and end it there, but Raja slammed him too hard and knocked him out. He still wasn't satisfied, and that's where it led to the extra punches on the ground and pound, if you will. So, yeah. That, I mean, I can see how
that's ridiculous.
I can see how that's a slippery slope, man. And, yeah, so maybe there were a little bit of rules in place, but, you know, still it was maybe tensions were still high from the initial reaction, and maybe he just felt like he didn't get enough of his. He wasn't squared up yet. You know, I don't know. Let's keep going. I want to see if there's any more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm operating with very limited information. I think I need to see more.
Punches during the assault. He stated it looked as if Raja Jackson's intent was to cause severe injury or possibly worse, whether he meant it or not. Welch labeled the act outrageous and insisted there is no justification for it, adding that punishment must follow, especially since it happened live and there were reports of a reward promised for a knockout.
12-13, like what the I can't even watch this. The kid's blacked out. The kid's blacked out, and I think his goal right there was to murder. Maybe not. Maybe not. Blacked out, maybe he doesn't know what he's doing, but he damn near killed the man. That's crazy. He's got to get some punishment for this.
He was definitely seeing red, you know, in terms of, I guess, you know, getting his get back, whatever. And then the other guy coming in trying to like hold him back, whatever. He's just like, dude, you want some of this too? You know, like he was probably still amped off the adrenaline of, you know, getting his get back, you know. And he's just like, dude, if you want some too, I got some more to give. You know, I'm still pissed.
There's just going to be no excuse. He's going to probably go away for a long while, especially on stream. He's on stream and he said 50 subs for a KO.
Later, Welch added that the outcome does not appear promising for Raja Jackson, even with Rampage's wealth and access to skilled lawyers. He said the event could fall under attempted murder, underlining the danger of such violent encounters and the need to avoid them, particularly for those quick to anger. Welch explained that while some martial arts skills may help in self-defense, continuing to strike someone who's already unconscious puts their life in serious danger. He called the situation disturbing and warned that this type of decision can easily end in a prison sentence.
God. And then they apologize. They apologize. Everything's okay. He's joking. They're streaming, and it was a genuine apology. Yeah, this isn't going to be good. This isn't going to be good for old Rob.
Wait, did the apology happen after? Is that what I'm trying to understand right now?
I don't know.
Because the way that they framed this, it seemed like the apology happened after, but you said he was in the hospital. I'm guessing the apology happened. I don't know. I thought the apology happened after he hit him in the head with a can, and then he said, "Hey, let's go do this fight, whatever." And then that happened, and then he was just hospitalized after that. But I don't know. The way they framed this, it made it look like the guy was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, whatever," and then they squashed it. I don't know what to think now.
Raja. Rampage's got money. I mean, they're going to have some good lawyers. But it might be attempted murder. I mean, God, that's the thing. You got to be careful getting in street fights. If you can avoid street fights, avoid them. Especially if you got a temper tantrum. Maybe if you know a little jiu-jitsu and you get in a street fight here and there, it's okay. You can take care of yourself, get in a good position. But once you crack somebody and then you start seeing red and you're not thinking about what you're doing and you're punching them and they're already knocked out, good chance you're going to kill them. And now you might be in the pen. So, I mean, that was up.
Brendan Schwab said he initially wanted to defend Raja because of his close relationship with Rampage, but after watching all the footage and the full live stream, he admitted there was no way to justify what happened. He explained that the situation is serious and could have lasting consequences for Raja's future. Schwab mentioned that if the pro wrestler decides not to press charges, Raja will still face heavy criticism online but might avoid jail. However, if charges are filed, he warned that Raja could be looking at serious accusations like attempted murder or aggravated assault, making things go very tough for him moving forward.
And I'll be transparent. I like Raja, and obviously I adore Rampage. Me and Rampage have a great relationship. I love Rampage. And it's just by nature, my initial thought was when I heard about this, and I spoke with Rampage, when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos. I watched the full live stream and all that.
Okay, so we got an update. Taking Soul for Free says, number one, hit with the prop can. Well, that actually makes a big difference. If it was a prop can, that means that it was made to crush on his head. It wasn't like full or anything like that, you know? So hit with a prop can. The apology happened. And then 3, agreed to do the slam. 4, attempted murder. 5, banned but not arrested. And then 6, arrested 4 months later. So we need to know. Wow. We need to know, I guess, because if this happened within the span of 6 months, they probably maybe already have sentencing right, or not sentencing, but like the charges and stuff. And I guess I would like to know the status of the other wrestler, the guy that got slammed.
I got nothing.
Oh,
I can't. You can't defend this. I see this. It's so sad.
Yeah, the kid had a bright future ahead of him. Being Rampage's son. Yeah, that's like a big shoes to fill and stuff. Because your dad basically kind of paved the way for you, and you got this whole bright career ahead of you, and this happened. Yeah, that's not good.
He was just getting started, and that all goes away.
I mean, if he's lucky, he might get off.
Yeah, he might, if they have a good defense. It's tough. I mean, the thing that the lawyer could focus on is that the initial interaction between him and the wrestler, with the whole hitting him over the head with the prop can and stuff like that, him not knowing and stuff. That's kind of, if that never happened, then this would have never happened. They could have go that route, and that might have something in his favor. But but then once he apologized, I don't know, that kind of muddies the waters now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because when you apologize, it's like, okay, so now you have now received the remorse and stuff like that. So now what do you do with that? Well, okay, so you guys both agreed as men to step in the ring, and he agreed to let you slam him, whatever, to end the whole thing. But then you took it another step further, So now you have now gone beyond, and you've made that choice now. So now it does kind of come back on him now, It's now the decision now has now been shifted from the initial reaction of this wrestler starting it with him to him now taking it too far to now he's to blame because they agreed for these parameters and rules and stuff like that, and the guy was willing to to maybe even do like a loss in the ring against him, to kind of like make him look good, and he just saw that as an opportunity. So doesn't look good, man. And it seems like the judge was right to arrest him and stuff. I'd like to know what the charges were, in terms of like the severity of everything.
Well, at this stage, it's not the judge that actually made that determination. It would have been the grand jury.
Right. Yeah. I mean, all they have to do is see that video. I mean, it's pretty easy, Even if you're not a wrestling fan, you could just see what's going on. You probably don't need to see the rest of the context,
Yeah, that's a definite possibility.
Mm-hmm.
This veteran pro wrestler decides to press charges. That pro wrestler goes, this was a bit or this was a work, and he just thought that's how it works. I'm not pressing charges. Raja's still going to take a lot of heat online, but you're not doing jail time. Then we can figure it out. But if that dude wakes up and somebody's in his ear and goes, dude, you got to make this dude pay. He has to learn a lesson and he presses charges. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Attempted murder, aggravated assault, it's going to be tough. Talking about felony,
Kevin Lee commented by saying that although he respects Rampage,
murder's a stretch, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, that's the thing. It looked the videotape could be construed as that, but also just the mindset of it, because I would also have to hear what Raja is saying in his defense, or if he has his lawyer and stuff talking about his defense and stuff. I would like to just see like what he was thinking, because I think it's all about intent at the end of the day, and he would have to be honest about that, and let the people know.
For murder charges to actually stick, they'd have to prove he went there with the attempt to actually kill him,
right?
And considering what happened earlier and how chill it seemed, I think it's a bit of a stretch unless they got him on camera mouthing, I'm going to end you.
Mm-hmm.
That would do it.
No, I mean, the thing is, it kind of, the apology nullifies all of that, because even like after the guy apologized, you see Raja like nodding his head like, yeah, we're cool now, So it just kind of like it kind of takes the whole attempted, whatever angle off the table, because it's like, it shouldn't be there, because it seemed like you guys were kind of copacetic after that. But then something happened where maybe you thought it was okay. Maybe you thought that this guy's a pro, he can take a punch, and maybe you just miscalculated, I don't know.
It's hard to say at this point, Camp.
Yeah.
Jackson, he thinks Rampage should hand over his son to the authorities and let him answer for his actions. He explained that if it were his own child, he would expect the same because such conduct cannot be overlooked. Kevin said Raja is an adult and needs to face the outcome of what he did, even if that means jail time. He did note that the wrestler had first struck Raja with a bottle, which was also wrong, but said that did not make the brutal retaliation acceptable.
And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage. But Rampage, turn your son in. He got to go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him. I mean, you a grown man, bro. You can't condone that type of behavior, bro. You got to go lay down for a little bit. We'll get you a good lawyer. You ain't going to be in there forever, but you got to go lay down. I get it. He hit you in the head with a bottle beforehand. I get it. He shouldn't have did that. I don't condone that either.
Lee went on to criticize how the attack happened, saying Raja waited hours and struck the man while he was on duty, acting in character, leaving him completely unprepared. He mentioned reports that the victim's heart stopped and was unconscious for several minutes, describing that as extremely serious. He pointed out that Raja's actions showed poor judgment and a lack of restraint, and he could not see how anyone would find that kind of violence reasonable. In his view, Raja must face jail time to take responsibility and learn from what he has done.
To wait hours until the man was working, which we all understand he playing a character and he was in character and he working, and then you sneak him, because that's what you did. I mean, you snuck him. He wasn't expecting that, and you bro, they say dude flatlined and was unconscious for 6 minutes afterwards. Dog gotta go lay down. You got to go to prison, bro. There's no.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a match that they had set up for him. It was just like he jumped in the ring, whatever, and just had to have his piece right then and there, So, I mean, I don't know. It just kind of leans more towards his fault than the fact that he was, they had squashed it earlier in the day, and then he was just like, no, I'm ready to go ahead and handle this right now, So yeah, I mean, it was lapse in poor judgment, and I think jail time is warranted. And I mean, Rampage saying that he needs to, don't worry, we'll get you a lawyer and stuff like that, but you definitely need to, be a man and take what's coming to you and stuff. I mean, I think that's tough love. Sometimes you gotta, as a parent, you gotta be able to provide that type of, teachings to your child. That's the best way for them to learn.
Yeah.
So
there's no part of that you thought was cool. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around why you thought that was cool and why you ain't got no self-control over your emotions. I get it, you and your feelings.
Jack Shields shared that he was with Rampage Jackson when the incident occurred, and Rampage was visibly upset about his son's actions. He said Rampage felt disappointed and deeply worried as a father, wanting a fair resolution while also dealing with the emotional weight of the situation. Shields called it a difficult and unsettling moment for everyone involved and expressed hope that the victim recovers fully, and that Raja takes this as a serious lesson.
I wanted to ask you, I know you're close with Rampage Jackson, you guys are good friends. What was your immediate reaction to what his son did yesterday?
I was with him, extremely unhappy. He wasn't happy. He's my friend, so I can't really overcome that. Rampage was definitely not happy.
So you were Rampage when he saw the video. He was disappointed? Okay, cool. Well, hopefully they can get it all figured out and so
he's
learning lessons.
I'm a father, he's a father. Obviously, he's very concerned with his son. He wants his son to be right, but he's also very unhappy. So, I don't want to get thinking Rampage that, but not happy. I mean, would you be happy?
No,
but he's also very concerned because he loves his son, so he's very concerned. So that's a tricky situation.
Well, prayers to everyone involved.
Yeah, exactly. I hope everything. Hope the guy ends up healthy. Hope his son ends up okay. Okay, it wasn't a good situation.
All right, thank you for your time, Jake.
Matt Brown said that if Raja Jackson were not Rampage Jackson's son, there would be no sympathy for him at all. He explained that people are only being more forgiving because of the respect they have for Rampage. Brown pointed out that the video makes everything clear and leaves little to the question, saying the attack showed the wrestler getting slammed and hit repeatedly while unable to defend himself. He called it a clear felony, possibly aggravated assault or worse, and said Raja is lucky the victim survived with only the injuries reported.
You know, if this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all. But we all love Rampage, and he's the man, you know. And the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the fuck, you know? And what do we think about this? You know, if it was just anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that motherfucker, you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like, you know, would you say they're investigating? Like, well, there's not a lot to investigate. Like, there's a video that shows it pretty goddamn clear, you know, what do we need to investigate here? So,
and that's kind of the whole lesson here, is that you got to kind of divorce yourself from the relationships you have with people and just look at the actions themselves, you know, because this is a man's life on the line. And no matter if this is a man, you know, if this person is a son of a person that you respect, in the end, it's still his actions over what he did, you know? So that's, I mean, I know that's really hard because I can kind of see where these guys are coming from. They all have massive respect for Rampage as a fighter. And, you know, and of course his extended family, you know, they want, you know, nothing but the best for this kid, you know? But in the end of the day, you really have to look at the actions that were taken. And, you know, a man's life was on the line, you know? So, I mean, that has to count for something. So,
you know, what's he gonna get? You know, I don't know what like attempted murder is, but I mean, he was fucking knocked out and punching the shit out of him. You know, I don't know how far they go in there or what the details are to get that charge. Aggravated assault's for sure. Battery, you know what I mean? Like, this is a felony for sure, right? I mean, there's I don't think there's any way out of that. So, you know, kind of just is what it is for him now. But like what a shitty move, man. You know, like, you want to fight the guy. Like, dude was like, you know, we watched the video right before the podcast here. And, you know, the dude was like preparing for a pro wrestling style takedown, and motherfucker slammed him on his head. Like, you know, dude's lucky that, you know, like you said, he's hospitalized, but man, he's lucky that that's all that happened, you know?
Brown added that while many want to show support for Rampage, the situation still calls for accountability, and Raja must face the outcome of his actions. He called the attack unnecessary and unfair, stressing that the victim never had a chance to protect himself. Brown expressed hope for the wrestler's recovery, especially given his background and past struggles, and said only Rampage is in a position to ask for leniency, while everyone else should accept how wrong the act was.
Hopefully the guy's all right, man. That's about all you can say at the end of the day, right? Hopefully the guy just heals up, and, you know, with some PTSD or being a veteran and everything, man, you know, just hope that the guy turns out okay, man. Send him some positive energy and hope for the best. That's about the most you can say about it. Other than that, you know, again, loving Rampage, but, you know, hopefully justice is done and his son gets what he deserves. I don't agree with Sean on that at all. You know, like, the dude doesn't, like, it'd be one thing, you know, if like they got in a fight and he fucked him up and, you know, hurt him bad, right? But like, the dude was defenseless and then knocked out. Like, fuck him. And the only guy that should not be saying fuck him is Rampage, right? Because it's his son, and he's the one that should be saying, you know, can we just give him some help or something? You know, try to stick up for him. But
I mean, Rampage, to make the wrestler whole, needs to, you know, cover all of his medical expenses. You know, I mean, I'm sure they probably have insurance already, you know, through the the wrestling and all that stuff like that. But I still think that, Rampage should be doing everything he can to help this wrestler, with his hospital bills and, just trying to do everything to be in his good graces, so that so when he does wake up, he does understand and maybe is a little bit more lenient with, his son and stuff. I don't know. I just think that, yeah, that's probably what should happen. But if Rampage is like, no, I think honestly, you were definitely attacked, you were blindsided and you were put in a position where, you couldn't fight back, and you were literally, you could have lost your life, and there is no excuse for that. So I think, whatever you decide, I think it would be in your. It's all in your hands, but I would just think Rampage would be pleading with him like, please, this is my son, and please, if you could give him another chance, fight it, to give him another chance. He's still a young guy with a big future ahead of him, and but also on top of that, I'm more than willing to, pay for all your medical expenses, anything you need, lost wages for being out for so long. I think that would be something that I think Rampage would have to do on his own. He would have to at least, be there and be able to say something like that. But otherwise, man, if Rampage just kind of leaves it as it is and just kind of leaves it up to him, I think he's just gonna fucking press charges and and his son's gonna go to jail. Easy as that. I don't know.
Else, I mean, we have no reason to have any sympathy for that kind of behavior.
Ryan Garcia called for a real discussion about the culture of streaming, saying it has gone too far with what people are willing to do live for attention. He expressed worry over how far some will push things for views and stressed that clear limits need to be set to prevent more harmful incidents like this from happening. Ben Askren commented that throwing 22 punches at someone who was already knocked out could cause severe and lasting damage. He said Raja Jackson probably would have done even more harm if no one had stepped in, highlighting just how dangerous the assault was.
Taking Souls Free came back. He says, I'm going to head out, but I appreciate you talking about this story and stream for us. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming to the stream, man. Like I said, man, every week, man, I'm going to be up here doing this. So I appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you so much.
Sean Strickland reacted to the situation with sarcasm, joking that it looked like someone else would be joining him in anger management. He then added a cutting remark saying only one of them would still have the right to vote and own a gun afterward, underscoring the seriousness of Raja Jackson's actions and the possible legal trouble ahead. Raja Jackson was later seen on the street after the incident, shouting at the wrestler and showing clear anger over what had happened. His rage continued well beyond the initial altercation, making it clear that his emotions were still running high and further revealing the level of aggression and lack of restraint he displayed both during and after the attack. And that's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Raja Jackson should go to jail for this action? Would love to hear your thoughts on this clash. So share your thoughts in the comment section below and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.
Shout out to Fight Chaos for this video. The only thing I will say, man, is that, I know, knowing Rampage Jackson, through, the coverage and stuff that we've covered him on this channel. And then, I didn't even know he had a son. So, but I can still kind of divorce the fact that this guy is Rampage's son and just look at the act itself. I definitely think he deserves, if he's trying to be in this type of world of wrestling, that he should already know to not hit a guy 22 times after you've already knocked him out, and I'm pretty sure, as a fighter, when somebody's knocked out, and when you have an upper hand on them, and when to stop and, when to know when enough is enough. And, I think that he took it too far. I think he deserves jail time, and that's pretty much it, man. I don't really have much more to say. Do you have anything to say about this?
Not really. I mean, at this stage, he either needs therapy or he needs to go sit in a jail cell for about a year to really think about what he did.
Sure. And by then he probably won't be able to come back, and probably won't be able to do the whole thing over again, or maybe get back to that point. I don't know. I just think that we all have choices to make, and sometimes we have to take accountability for those bad choices. And the wrestling is not or wrestling MMA. There's a time limit on all of it, and he's going to lose a lot of precious time, that he could have utilized, if he made better decisions. But
pray for the kid.
After the 400-man breeding mission has been a success. So let's see Bonnie Blue laid up in the hospital. Let's see what she has to say about being pregnant. Let's check it out.
A week, practically spend the week with me, but I'm not sure how fun it's going to be. I'm nervous. Over 400 men without protection. I've been in Tenerife for a week, practically bedbound. I've been being sick, a headache. When I say headache, I mean like mega migraine. Foods have been making me feel sick, but then also some foods I'm having to eat instantly else I will be sick. So yeah, honestly, it's been a great week in Tenerife. Going home today, which I'm dreading because not only am I fighting cattle class, I feel poorly. Only good thing from it is Nala, Marla and Hunter will be waiting at home for me. So I'm super excited to see them. So spend the week with me.
Unprotected sex with 400 men. It seems like she's getting a little bit of a cough with it. Maybe she didn't have time to screen all 400 because she just had to get the numbers up, in that short amount of time.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So, I mean, how many times can you roll the dice? 400 times. And you got a little bit of a cough there. And maybe something else.
Camp. If you could get all of them to have not negative STD, STI test, sure. But someone's eventually going to have a cold brewing.
I was going to say, I mean, what are the incubation periods for a lot of this stuff? I have no idea, I don't know if it shows up immediately on a test, because they could have had a wild night and then they signed up for this little 400-man mission. And, maybe the window of anything showing up in a test, maybe takes 2 weeks to appear, maybe it could be dormant. I don't know.
Let's see, most microorganisms, depending upon what they are, take anywhere from a week and a half to about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And depending upon what it is, it can be infectious while it's incubating. But considering that these is 400 guys that she picked from from one region or multiple regions.
Yeah, I think it was mainly just she dropped a hot spot and everybody just kind of converged on that spot. I don't know. I don't know what the testing process was. Maybe it was a cotton swab in the mouth. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe a pinprick. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine, but it was completed in record time, and now I really don't know the turnover rate and how fast she was pregnant, but it just seems like it was a quick mission, 400 men down like that. So let's see what else she's got.
Where'd she go? Back to the
Oh,
UK?
look at him. Hello, Mommy. Oh. Scratch. Say, yes, Mommy, it is.
Morning sickness. Having to do all that alone has got to definitely take a toll on the psyche, in her line of work, and knowing that she definitely put herself in this position. It's got to kind of affect her a little bit mentally. She's like, shit, how long do I go with this publicity stunt until I decide to get rid of it? Because I don't think she's going to go further with this. I mean, it can't be. This has to be just content, like, oh, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And then, a couple weeks later, I'm not pregnant. It was just one of those things that, I was able to conceive,
Well, if she was really trying to go to get her numbers up, all she really has to say is she lost the kid, and
That is true. That is true. I don't know if it's like, no, she could totally spin it that way. That would definitely be something that would be completely believable, especially with her line of work.
Yeah.
So, no, that makes perfect sense, actually. Yeah.
You want a bit? I know it's called Hunter's Chicken, but don't worry, I'm not actually here to be Hunter.
Those cats look so bored.
It's good to see the pets take after the owner.
Stop stuffing in my Pepsi, but we don't have many Pepsi, so I'm gonna just have to take this one for the team.
This was the face mask I saw. I guess she had posted on X, and she had this mask on with the pregnancy test. And I was like, what the fuck is that? It just looks so weird. Out of context, of course, but, I guess this is like a pore mask, maybe, something to make sure her skin is clear, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Put him in the gravy.
Hey! Sit!
It's already sat.
Stand!
Oh, he's sleeping now. He's been on a W.
Oh, in related news, I forgot to mention, I saw a clip of Larry Wheels. He was with his girlfriend, wife, whatever, and they were rating Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue, I guess, came up in a photograph, and Larry Wheels' wife asked him, what do you rate Bonnie Blue? And he said that she was a 10. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, she looks good in the face. He's like, I don't know about her body because I can't see it in this picture, but yeah, her face, she's a 10 or whatever. And what's her face? The wife was just like, she's like, oh, you're just. She called him a simp, like on camera, and I think he ended up calling her a gold digger, like back to her. And it was just like it was just a really quick clip, but. Yeah, Larry Wheels, he's all about Bonnie Blue, man. He's just like, yeah, she's a 10. And I'm like, dude, with those dead eyes, are you kidding me? Like, every photograph I ever see of Bonnie Blue, it's like her soul is missing. When you look at those eyes, you just see glazed over dead eyes, dude. And yeah, it's a scary sight to see, man. I don't see what he sees in her.
We are back
maybe
now.
he has a thing for petite blondes. Who knows?
I mean, yeah.
South, back up south. One of the two, down south. We're going down south. Hunter, he's not enjoying the journey, bless him.
But I wouldn't touch her with a
Marlo,
39.5-foot pole.
Yeah, me neither.
Don't give a shit. I'm full of flu, so I'm actually allergic to pets.
If I was in the same building as her, I'd get out of that building. I just wouldn't want to be in it.
No, you just want to have just a giant spray bottle of hand sanitizer and just
yeah,
fuck out of the building.
Please, did she breathe the same air as here? I gotta get out.
I feel like I'm gonna have abs from man sneezing, to be honest. So maybe this is a bit of a stretch. There's some poo duties. As if you're watching this, zero judgment of the outfit, okay? Okay, so I'm in an Airbnb until my pets go back with my sister because I'm going off to spring break. Excuse the fact of my breath. Yes, it's allergies and I'm just poorly. And this is the outfit. Yes, I pay for a stylist, but only annoying thing is I can't let him off the lead because there's a massive gap in the gate. And if he thinks I'm chasing him, he's going to think it's a game and then, well, I'll be having an asthma attack on the floor. Great, he's already made enemies. The bath's too big and I keep slipping. There's also a bit of soil at the bottom, so I gave Marlon a bath first. Never thought I'd be a bath person, but the last few days I've had 2 baths. I'm just watching TikToks and drinking Pepsi, so I'm
Modern art sucks.
Doing a face mask, I just feel a bit yucky, and I've also picked up a pregnancy test, so gonna put this.
This is the infamous pregnancy test with this face mask on that I saw on X, and I was like, what? And it wasn't this video, it was literally just a still image, and it just freaked me out because I was like, God, what a weird announcement to make that she's pregnant with this look. It was just kind of wild.
Biocollagen Real Deep mask. These are really good and really good for long haul flights. A little bit nervous. Also, it's nighttime. You're meant to have a wee on the pregnancy test in the morning, so I'm hoping that doesn't make a massive difference. Do I look like I'm at a spa? I really want to go for a spa day, actually. I think me and Hermes are going to go to like a nice cottage. No, like a countryside spa where you have like loads of treatments and then a relaxed day. Sidetrack, I would have my suitcase packed, ready to leave the next day for holiday, and Hunter pissed on my suitcase, so now I get a little bit scared. I don't come out breath because the pet's one now, I'm nervous. This is Marlo. Whoa, he's the real baby in the house. But are you about to become a big brother? So 1 line pregnant, no line if I'm not pregnant. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I wouldn't even say it's been 2 full minutes. Maybe like, what, minute and a half? And so that is a pretty, like, it's like half pink, half white. Kind of looks like a drumstick, actually. Guys, yeah, definitely pregnant, like fully pregnant. So I'm gonna have to chat GPT what to do next because I actually not quite sure. I don't know.
Can't even tell on the positive line.
Had a sausage.
Those things are kind of hard to read because they're not all the same. Like they should have a universal pregnancy test thing that's always the same, but I don't know. For some of them, they have it where it's like 2 lines. Sometimes it's a cross, you know, and sometimes it's pregnant, not pregnant. You know, they should just all be universally the same. It would make more sense.
Well, the tests are all the same. They all check for the same hormone.
No, I'm just saying as far as the indication, though, the indicator should be the same. Like, because they all have different indicators for some reason. They shouldn't do that.
And it also depends on brand, because some brands, the line is very faint, and then the others, it's like crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also be pretty early in the pregnancy where those hormones are barely in her body, so it's really faint, but it's there.
Oh man!
Sandwich this morning.
I mean, you take 400 shots at a target, you're bound to hit the target.
Yeah,
you know.
And a Pepsi Man.
Although I heard somewhere she has fertility issues.
Yeah, makes sense.
I know I'm off for a scan, so all in all, not a terrible morning, and got a full bladder. That's quite uncomfortable, so a bit annoying. Okay, so I tested positive just a few days ago. I'm off to get a private scan because I'm stuck in an NHS building. So I thought I'd wear a cute outfit, ready to have a scan. So come with me. I don't really know what to expect. Who knows?
I thought she was going to say, who knows, might get lucky. Oh, man.
I think this is quite expensive face cream. Okay, so guys, I'm at the clinic. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite hard. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I think I might be missing a few organs. So that might be from the 1,057 men I took last year, so that's a problem for another day.
I bet the nurses in the corner like he's like, I need to hear all that.
I think there's a baby in there. This is my front scan. I don't know why it says BB.
I don't see anything that looks like a baby.
It's interesting that they're letting her film this private scan, but I guess they're like, I guess if you hold the camera yourself, it's fine as long as you don't have us on camera doing it. Because I know a lot of hospitals are like really particular about bringing cameras in for that kind of thing.
Well, Camp, you have to remember, if she's in the UK compared to the United States, you know, in the United States, there's been a really big problem with medical records going out, and in some cases, it's caused problems for some people, and people have sued and won.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's in the UK or in another country and not in the United States,
which I think she's in the UK for sure, because she's a UK citizen. So I'm pretty sure this is the UK. Yeah.
So if she's in the UK, I know their laws are different.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but even so, I think the fact that she's doing this herself, I think that's kind of the I guess the gray area where she can actually like film it as long as she's doing it and not one of their professionals are doing it. That way it doesn't put them at risk, you know?
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Although from where I'm seeing her hold the ultrasound thing, it looks too high, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Our doctors agreed to wear blue ski masks.
Hello.
So look at me, and can't quite find anything, but I'll let you know if that changes. Can you see anything?
1 second.
What, is that the baby?
That is the baby.
That's actually crazy. What, can we hear the heartbeat or?
That
Too
is a
early to
proper
hear the heartbeat.
ultrasound.
No, guys, I am actually pregnant. So, Bonnie Blue's breeding
Yeah.
mission. Turns
Look how
out it
low
was
he is compared to where
actually
she had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she definitely wasn't holding it in the right spot, but
No, she was probably holding it where it was comfortable for her, because she had the
Yeah.
iPad right where his hand is now, is kind of resting on her pelvis there. So, yeah, so she probably, this is the first time for her. We got to give her a little bit of a,
grace.
Yeah, a little bit.
success. Is it just one baby or two babies?
Just the one.
Okay, just one baby. Oh, for anyone that doesn't know, Bonnie Blue's breeding mission included me sleeping with over 400 men without protection. Yes, it was tested.
That was actually a live test.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yes, they did.
Although the question is how far along is she?
Well, see, that's the thing. The fact that, what was it, when you get pregnant, I mean, it could be like within the month, right? That you can.
Well, it normally takes a month for you to even notice.
Correct. Yeah. Because I was trying to think about my own situation with my wife, and I remember, I think she was like a month and a half before she felt like she was pregnant. So yeah, about a month and a half typically. So yeah. Okay.
Mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing
When was
here.
that?
2 weeks ago on Saturday.
Given the size, it's likely it was conceived around 11, 12, 13 days ago.
No. No way.
2 weeks.
No.
That's within 2
That's
weeks.
impossible.
He said 11, 12, or 13 days ago. Interesting. But that's
You
just
can
general
barely-
speak, though. He's just speaking
Well,
generally.
Camp, you can barely even see
Mm-hmm.
on an ultrasound unless you've paid for like the really expensive extra imaging.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The one that's like kind of tan colored. But yeah. But I think that one even is like, you don't want to do that for the initial one. You want to do that more for like, after 5 months, because then you can actually see like features and stuff. But like, yeah, for the initial one, it's just a dot at that point.
Yeah.
So
unless that thing has an incredibly good zoom in function, that doesn't look right.
Mhm.
For about 2 weeks along.
that little cluster that I see there, I really don't know what to make of that. I don't know if that's just a bunch of deposits that have just been sitting there or what. I don't know.
Guys, this kind of stuff is actually hard work. So I ordered some protein balls. I bought a day keeps the doctor away. Protein balls from Boost are actually quite nice. Got a smoothie bit, they've got the straw. Actually, what else I get up to now that I know I'm pregnant?
Jeez. That is kind of.
Here's the problem.
Hold on.
Right? When you make.
Hold on.
I was about to say, are we about ready to go for a ripping contest, Camp?
I was going to say, we could always see what Myron has to say about Bonnie Blue, but the one thing I will say is the father. Is she gonna even bring this baby to term? The chances of this baby even brought to term is probably a very slight no. Maybe even a very great no. I think it's a good chance that this baby is not going to be brought to term. This is just a publicity stunt. She's going to say that she lost the baby, like you said, and she'll be able to go back to her old ways of her life because, I don't think she's ready to settle down and be a mom and all that stuff like that. I mean, she's kind of already has her pets and stuff to take care of, and I think that's enough for her. I don't think she would want to be saddled with that responsibility.
Yeah, even considering with Corn Stars, what happened to them, Riley Reid's drama was a whole big deal, but, the father wanted nothing to do with the kid, and she was pissed.
Right. Which, there's probably going to be this situation, too, because I don't think any of these guys signed up to be the father. They're just like, look, I signed the contract. It just said I got to, have sex and stuff. It didn't say anything about hanging out afterwards. So I definitely think that whatever they sign, they're probably in the clear, and they're probably not going to be held responsible, which it's pretty much impossible at this point. Good luck tracking all 400 of those guys down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I just think it's definitely it's a very funny situation. I feel bad for this unborn fetus, but
If it's really true.
if it's really true, because I mean, we've seen this before, people trying to leverage, being pregnant and having a baby and then trying to garner responsibility, from the guy, involved and everything. And then, I don't think that Bonnie Blue is ready to really hang it up just yet. I think she thinks she still has a couple more years, left to go. And, she's willing to do whatever plastic surgery and stuff to stay young. I think that's definitely in the cards for her. And yeah, she's going to ride until the wheels come off, man. I don't think that she's ready to settle down and be a mom just yet.
No, not likely either.
Yeah. We probably have time for this Myron thing. It's only 15 minutes. Let's check it out.
Content as it's an extremely inflated industry because every girl can be a winds up happening, creators that do work or do all constantly have to get new subscribers to their content because the attrition and churn rate is so high. And the reason why the churn rate is so high is because what they're offering is not special. Let's cover this Bonnie Blue thing. So you guys are probably wondering how the fuck did this come up on my feed? This came up on my feed, guys, because apparently she has 400 guys raw and she doesn't know who the dad is. He does not know who the dad is.
Not sure how fun it's going to be. I'm nervous. I have a 400 men without protection. I've been in Tenerife for a week, practically bedbound. I've been being sick, a headache. When I say headache, I mean like mega migraine. Foods have been making me feel sick, but then also some foods I'm wanting to eat instantly else I will be sick. So yeah, honestly, it's been a great week in Tenerife. Going home today, which I'm dreading because not only am I flying out of class, I feel poorly.
I'm going to skip ahead since we've seen
I wouldn't
all
be surprised
this.
if this isn't like a marketing strategy. Because Bonnie Blue and these other girls, like, they're notorious for doing this shit. Right? So, we'll see. But yeah.
I'm skipping ahead. It is right here.
He's like, what the hell, man?
Look at me, and I can't find anything.
Yeah, that like to dislike ratio is crazy. The fact that the doctor's wearing a ski mask tells me all I need to know. This is all a big BS publicity stunt. I recently miscarried, and if this publicity stunt, that's really low of you. There's people out there who are desperate for kids. Facts. Faking a pregnancy just to get 30K views in 10 hours? Shit, that's new low. 2 weeks of conception, nothing would be visible on ultrasound at all. Yeah,
Hey, that's something you said. That's something you said right there. 2 weeks after conception, nothing would be visible in the ultrasound at all. So that does kind of make sense because, it usually takes about a month's time, right? To actually,
Well, camp at like 2 weeks. If someone can actually see it, it's just this very, very small, like dot.
Exactly.
I mean, most doctors would think that it's a small benign tumor before they even thought it was a baby.
Right. So yeah, I mean, she's definitely, getting ahead of this really quick. And for him to give you that timeline of, 10, 11 to possibly 13 days of conception, yeah, it's definitely really quick.
No way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Up to 6 weeks, I'm sure. You have to have a vaginal scan. Here are the reasons I don't believe this. Thanks to another commenter for jogging my memory with my own pregnancy. She was doing an ultrasound via her stomach and not vaginally, which is best early on in pregnancies. He said the size is 2 weeks, but you need to miss your period first, which is about 5 to 6 weeks before you can even see them looking like a grain of rice. This is kind of low, and I wouldn't believe it unless she posts her birthing video.
Ah, that's right. You have to. That's true. I completely forgot about that. It's always the woman saying, "I'm late." I forgot about that. Oh man, that's true.
I mean, the only way that this would be true, camp, is if she got pregnant before the whole breeding stunt with whatever she did before that, whatever random hookup she got, or who knows, paid thing. that would make sense.
No, of course, absolutely. I mean, because I'm pretty sure she doesn't go too long without having sex with random men. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, if it's not part of her content, I'm sure she's definitely having relations off stream so that that could definitely be it. But I also now believe that this could definitely be a stunt now because of the time frame.
It can't more than likely this is a stunt.
Absolutely now. Damn. I mean, that's just, it's one of those things I never take into account the amount of time, because it is usually like a month, maybe like a month and a week that that a woman realizes that she has missed her cycle or whatever. And then that's when you gotta they naturally go to, maybe I'm pregnant, So yeah. That makes, I completely forgot about that. I didn't even think about that, but I knew it was like a month and a half to like a month's time, whatever. But it's because of the missed period. That makes sense though. I completely forgot about that.
Well, I mean, considering what Bonnie Blue has taken, would she even have a regular cycle? So that's actually something else to bring into question too. But.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would think, taking in, all of those relationships, whatever. What I think is that she would be all over the place, hormonally, and I don't think that a woman's body is really built to really take in like that. I think it would mess up her body chemistry a lot, actually.
It would. So I mean.
Yeah, because I mean, you hear about girls that have like stinky kitty or whatever just from sleeping around and stuff. Maybe not to like the tune of 400 men, but handful maybe, and it messes up their entire body chemistry, and they gotta clean themselves and stuff because it's like it's gross, man.
Yeah. I mean, then there's also the fact that whatever birth control you're on, that can jack up with your hormones too.
Yes. That's another factor.
Being pregnancy is the lowest you can go. Shame on you. Weird thing to lie about twice. You aren't pregnant. Yep. I don't believe it for 1 second. Good way to stay relevant in media. Yeah. And, I'm not surprised, bro, because when it comes to girls, I was talking about this the other day, right? Whether it's real or not is irrelevant. What really matters here is that girls will say and do anything for attention, right? So let me kind of explain how content creation works, right? And
let me just stop Myron for a second. So like Lily Phillips, who is kind of like the neck and neck with Bonnie Blue in terms of like content, whatever, like similar style. I do think that Lily Phillips did like that 1,000 men thing in one day, and then Bonnie Blue came around and ended up crushing that record by like 12,050 or whatever. And it was just like a competition of them going back and forth, whatever. So you could be like the biggest corn star or whatever. And they were doing a lot of the similar acts and everything. And then Bonnie Blue just completely ran with it and just kept trying to go more and more extreme. And now this is just kind of just what is left to do now. Like, this is kind of like the final frontier. She's now pregnant, and this is just more attention on her. Where, Lily Phillips, I don't think has really gone as far as she has now, like she's known, but she's, that as far as them being neck and neck, it's like she's just another corn star. And now what's her face, Bonnie Blue, she's just doing her best to try to stay at the top of everybody's feed.
Yep. Save that pause frame. That's a wonderful thumbnail looking thing.
You know what, that's a good idea. Hold on, let me just do that real quick. I can that's why I love this little snipping tool. This is what a little what's it called, behind the scenes for you guys. I can just capture that real quick. No, that's good. All right, I got that, and I will just save that for later. Awesome. Good call, sir.
How different groups of content creators make content. So,
and Myron is one to talk, okay? This guy having to always come up with new controversies, whatever, to talk about, to have controversial opinions, whatever. This is definitely in his wheelhouse of understanding, you know, like he can kind of see where Bonnie Blue is coming from in terms of mindset, because he has a similar mindset, just in a completely different lane. So,
yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. So
it doesn't necessarily need to be broken down, but he's going to do it for us.
He's going to break it down Barney style. We already did a better job of doing that, Camp.
It's just, this is how he pads out the runtime, though. So
YouTube creator, right? They pre-record a video.
I wonder why he keeps falling from relevancy.
You gotta film it. You gotta edit it. No shit.
Put some jump cuts in there. You know, keep it punchy and short. Okay, and they upload
you don't have to keep it punchy and short. You can have long, awkward pauses and leave in all the uncut moments. I mean,
yeah,
people like people can relate to people who are real, and you know they don't necessarily edit. You know, like I think people can respect that. Some people can.
Yeah.
So.
Video to YouTube after the fact. Okay, this is historically how it's always been done. This is how most creators make their content. And it's the, you know, tried and true method of content creation, right? So you make the content, edit said content, upload to YouTube, profit, in theory, right? Now, many different creators fall into this realm, whether it's a vlogger, a documentary maker, you know, a fitness YouTuber, whatever, right? A commentary channel where you give, you know, cultural criticism or whatever. Like you look at people like, for example, like Penguin, right? Or these other commentary channels like Regis, shit like that. They pre-record, edit, and then drop the video, right? This is historically how it's always been done. Then you got your streamers, okay? Guys like myself, Aiden Ross, fucking Kai Cenat, Speed, all these, right? And there's different types of live streamers, right? You got live streamers like me and Hassan Piker, for example, that do political and cultural commentary, who tends to, you know, and we have our political leanings.
Byron, why you gotta take the long route around everything you gotta say, man? Just fucking get to the point, man.
He is more progressive on the left. I am more conservative on the right, right? But we do pretty much the same exact thing. React to content, get political analysis, cultural okay, and the whole basically are girls that do work on the internet, whether it's straight up pornography.
Here we go. The high churn rate in female content creators. This is the limited type of style of content that only women can do.
These are the women that commodify their sexuality for profit. Now,
because women, we can't pay attention to women if they're not attractive. You know, the women aren't funny. They have to be attractive in order for us to pay attention. So whatever they're doing, it has to be, you know, they gotta have the chi-chis out, you know, they gotta have a little bit of sass and, you know, a little bit, you know, a little something for everybody, if you know what I mean. And that way they get our attention, and then they definitely got to have those links posted in the description so we can funnel to their OnlyFans, and that way they can get paid for what they're really about.
Any woman who has to rely on OnlyFans should not be in the social media sphere.
Well, that's the thing, you know, Instagram and YouTube, those are just funnels to the real stuff, you know. So it's like even these Instagram thoughts and stuff, they will have YouTube channels just to, you know, funnel people over. So
right. When you make content as a female, it's an extremely inflated industry because every girl can be a, okay? So what ends up happening is creators that do work or do constantly have to get new subscribers to their content because the attrition and churn rate is so high. And the reason why the churn rate is so high is because what they're offering is not special. I want to really harp on that. Creators that do work, whether it's taking pictures at a beach in a bikini all the way to getting by 10 Nigerians. it's all the same realm. And the reason for that, the reason their biggest issue, they don't have a problem getting attention. They have a problem retaining attention and keeping subscribers on them for a long time. So since girls have an extremely high churn rate, right? And a churn rate, just so you guys know, is if you have like a subscription service and people just unsubscribe, that's girls. And the reason why the churn rates are so high is because there's some new turning 18 every day. Okay? If you're like a gooner, right? You're going to want different.
Which there's a good chance that Myron is. You know, like off stream, he talks a lot of talk, but there's a good chance that everything that he talks about in terms of, you know, guys that are addicted and then guys that, you know, pay for these sites and stuff like that. I'm sure he does the same thing off stream, of course. You know, he's completely separate from it.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure Fresh does, but does he do it just to troll? Because we all know he's in the closet, so I don't see him going to OnlyFans to pleasure himself.
Well, maybe not that. Maybe I do know that he likes to go on like Instagram and message, you know, girls and possibly trigger them, you know, maybe even neg them a little bit, you know, to put the lines out there. Because he did that the same thing for I almost said Rampage's wife, but Larry Wheels' wife. He messaged her, you know, and basically tried to spit some game at her. And then I guess whenever she turned him down, you know, of course, that's when he, you know, took the gloves off, whatever, and started trashing her online too. So it's like, it's just it's an endless cycle with Myron, you know, and maybe it's a little bit of a humiliation thing that he likes, you know, he likes having women talk down to him, whatever. And that's probably what gets him off at this point. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's just him giving content, and even if it isn't something that he posts, it ends up getting posted by the people that were affected by it. So even then, it still gets out.
So you might subscribe to a chick for a month or two here. You might subscribe to another chick for a month or two here. But a lot of these gotta, you know, take their goon bucks and move it around. They can't be subscribed to every bit that they love to goon to. So they have to pick and choose. And since there's new coming on every day, it is what it is. Someone said I'm a gooner, and he's right. Okay, thanks for your confirmation.
It's good to see that great minds think alike. All right? That was definitely something that I was thinking too. But you know, hey, Myron breaking this down for all of his simps in the chat. You know, it's quite easy to say. You know,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you.
The information that he has to dispense to all of us, it's not something that, you know, he's not telling us anything new. You know, that whole breakdown of what he does and what other content creators do, and then what women do and stuff, nothing new. Okay, it's all undisputable facts, you know, and that's why people think that Myron's always right, because all he does is speak facts. But no, he just speaks in truisms. That he'll speak in truisms in the beginning to kind of get you on the hook, and then he'll start with the extreme stuff that's just like, now we're entering into territory that I don't necessarily agree with you, you know. So
yeah,
it happens all too often.
He does the whole word vomit with truth in it. And then he's like, now we get to where I actually want to take things, and now I get to do things.
Follow me, okay?
Kaiser.
Yeah.
What the said that's a little too comfortable.
You're a gooner, bro. You know it's true.
Since girls
he's on only
have a very difficult time retaining customers, they have to do collabs. And typically, they have to pick their collabs intelligently. So what do? They latch onto male creators, preferably live streamers. Because the reason why they like live streamers the most is because live streamers tend to have the strongest audiences. Why? Because if you're watching someone for hours on end, you tend to build a bond with that individual. Pause. Okay?
It's more pause on that, Myron. Not everything is gay, bro. Like everything with him is gay, but not everything is gay, bro. But everything to Myron is gay because, you know, he thinks playing tennis is gay. He thinks dancing with women is gay. He thinks, you know, going down on women is gay. So, I mean, everything's gay with Myron.
Personable, You get to see the person without any edits. It's raw. A lot of time it's unfiltered. You can talk to that individual. Like right now, you guys saw I've been reading super chats and interacting with you guys. So, especially male streamers tend to have very strong audiences that are male dominant. This is precisely what stats need. Okay? Since they have such a high churn rate because they're not special, they have to constantly be sourcing for new subscribers. And the way for them to constantly source for new subscribers is to do collabs. Now, let's assume you're someone like Bonnie Blue, who you've done the collabs, you've been on the podcast, you've done, interviews here and there, right? Well, what's next? Well, you have to pull off stunts like this, for example, right? Get your name back in the media, build some intrigue, and people go ahead and subscribe. And a lot of girls do this, right? So Bonnie Blue uses...
I don't see... Wait, I gotta stop. I don't see how people are gonna subscribe, though, off of this. They're just gonna get shocked by it. Maybe go to the lengths that we're going and just talking about it, kind of laughing at it. And maybe even, postulating, thinking about, like, what could possibly this be? Whether it is an act or if it's just, or for God forbid it's actually real, but that's probably the extent of it. Nobody's going to subscribe to their OnlyFans or whatever to stay up to date. I mean, we're just going to check up with it maybe, 6 months or maybe even less,
Shock and awe only works so much.
Right. I mean, that's the thing is like we the people over here, at least I can see on my side, we're not subscribing, out of like wanting to know. We'll just find out for the free.
We'll just wait for the Insta posts that'll be like 3 weeks later. It's like, we're just waiting. It's like, I don't care. I'm not gonna go to your OnlyFans, pay you $1.99 just to see I lost the pregnancy update.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, nope, we're gonna wait until we see it on Instagram.
Yeah, it's like, most times things just turn out to be nothing burgers anyway. So it's just like things are usually built up just for the point of it building up, and driving the traffic there, or whatever. But like, we never go there. We just report on it. We put it out there, and then we sometimes do updates, and most of the times it's just like, it was nothing burger, So it's like, what makes this feel any different? There's all signs pointing to that this is just another publicity stunt. So I mean, I think we're a little bit more savvy than the masses, that are going and subbing just off of this news. I think Myron has I think he gives Bonnie Blue a little bit too much credit here.
Outrageous, shock value.
I mean, if she was more attractive looking, you might get a couple people going, but she's not attractive enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you got people like Larry Wheels out here giving her a 10. So, I mean, she's attractive to some people, But Larry Wheels is a cook. I mean, what can I say, dude? I mean, but I'm just saying there's a lot of guys like Larry Wheels, that maybe not have as much money or muscles or whatever or clout that he does, and is just the exact same simp like him, to completely look at a woman like Bonnie Blue and completely divorce the fact of the person that she is and just see her as what she is and be like, yeah, I would. And I'm like, really? It's like, I don't know, man. That's crazy. I can't, I can't.
Like, I'm going to get banged by 1,000 dudes. I'm going to do 100 dudes in a day. Her and Lily Phillips, right? They do like the super shock value. Then you have other women like, what's that bitch's name? Sophia Rain, right? Sophia Rain. She does rage bait by saying, look at how much money I made. I make more money than LeBron, right? Because that also people off, that there's like doctors and surgeons that don't make that kind of money. So like, what the fuck is a useless thought? Which they would be correct, by the way. But are you guys starting to see the trend here? Look at Amaranth getting in fights with her husband, faking fights. All the top girls.
Wait, Myron, did you just discover that some things on the internet are fake? Did you just make that discovery?
Good Lord.
It's like, dude, I'm about to blow your mind right now, dude. Most reality TV show is fake too, man. It's like, come on now. It's like we're just doing it now better without, you know, the need of studios and stuff. Like people are figuring out the formula and they're just rinse and repeating, you know? It's like, come on now. That's even stuff on the news is fake for the most part, you know? It's like media spin. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Media spin has to be one of the nastiest things that can happen.
Mm-hmm. But
because
I mean, it goes back to even propaganda too, you know, like it's like to know what is real nowadays. Also with the, you know, with AI and stuff like that, it's really hard to tell you what's real and what's not now. You know, your eyes will deceive you now. You know, you really have to maybe look at something from multiple sources in order to see it. Maybe even then you'll have to maybe wait a couple weeks for them to finally come out with the debunk that, oh, this fooled a lot of news outlets. You know, this actually turned out to be AI or whatever, you know? So it's like sometimes you just gotta kind of wait it out for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Make the most money, have gimmicks. The bottom line is simply this. The top
I love the camera change, dude. It's like, let's get serious now.
Creators all have gimmicks to funnel people into their own, whether it's them getting in fights with their fake husbands, or them faking a pregnancy, or them lying about how much money they made, or them having sex with 1,000 dudes a day. What is the bottom line here, or what is the common denominator? It is shock value, my friends. Shock value brings eyeballs, eyeballs bring attention, attention brings dollars. That is why OF girls market in that way. Since they don't have the requisite skill set to maintain an audience via what's in their mind, they must do shocking and like this to get you to pay for their subscriptions. Give me ones that make sense. I gave you guys the different types of content creators, from regular YouTuber to streamer to AK creator.
You're a genius, Myron. I don't know how you think of it, man. How do you come up with it? It's almost kind of like you had firsthand experience with these OnlyFans girls. You know, you used them to be on your platform in order to drive traffic and, you know, to get a bunch of guys to tune in and stuff. And then you were able to kick them out and able to cause more controversy because you saw that a lot of people liked that type of controversy. So a lot of it became manufactured, and it just became a monster that you kind of got away from you. You didn't really like it too much because you got bored with it, you know, because you just kept doing the same thing over and over again. Kind of seems like, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense that he would have this perspective about them because, yeah, he dealt with them firsthand, and he did a little bit of manipulating controversy himself in order to drive up those numbers, right? You know, and to get all of those fans, and yeah.
I mean, Cam, he's not going to do a show where he brings on somebody like me or you or even other people who actually live with the facts in the world, and it's like, what can we actually, you know, piece together? You know, he's not going to bring us on and actually bring on a proper debate. I mean, Tim Pool will do that, but not him.
Well, anybody that brings like debate to Myron that he can't refute, he just ends up like going into ad hominems, you know, with them and just kind of dismantling the person rather than their argument. And it never pans out to an actual conversation. He'd rather just kind of like cut their mic, kick them off and stuff, or, you know, dismiss them or bring up the next person, you know. it's he always runs. He never actually stays whenever he's cornered and he can't debate his way out, you know.
Yeah,
he's actually not that good as most people think. You put him up against, you know, an OnlyFans chick that never really knew any real struggle in her life. Yeah, he's probably gonna have all day with that. But you put him up with like any man of any caliber, you know, with any mindset really that is outside of this like content creation space, and, you know, just lives in the real world, deals with, you know, women, and there's no real struggle there, you know, like he preaches. It just dismantles his whole entire worldview, and then, you know, he will devolve into, you know, being like, well, you're a blue pill simp, whatever, you hold these women on a pedestal, and then he just gets all these all of his, you know, audience, whatever, to just kind of, you know, berate this person for being a simp rather than being a real person, you know, because I think it's easier to play the character than to actually like look at yourself internally, you know, and see what your faults are and see what you need to work on, and instead of just thinking you're right all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
So I mean, it's not just the OnlyFans. I mean, you could also bring on the black women who live in Miami and just kind of just rip on them too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, because the OnlyFans girls, sure, but also ripping apart the party girls is also pretty easy too.
I mean, a lot of these girls are young, man. They're like 18 to like 22, you know? So in terms of like being able to do these mental gymnastics, you know, and fall into these mental traps that Myron likes to set for all these girls, whatever, it always like they never see it coming because it's always controlled. It's always in a controlled environment, you know? So it's like, they'll never win, man. And it's like, that's how Myron would rather have it, you know, to have it where he always has the upper hand. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I think you should bring in some girls that are a little bit older, a little bit wiser. And, you know, I know that you like to, you know, get those girls out of there because, you know, they're difficult to deal with. But I think silencing women, you know, and kicking women off, it always kills the conversation. You know, it's like if that's what the whole thing was about in the beginning, was trying to see what, you know, inside the mind of what a woman thinks and stuff in terms of like, you know, what she's looking for in a man and stuff like that, to kick her out. It's just like you're kind of taking 2 steps back and you're not really committing to the bit of trying to figure out, you know, what men should do, you know, in order to get ahead. So. But yeah, let's see. I think that might be it. Let's see. We got like a couple seconds left. That might be it.
All right. Next. I'll let you guys pick the next topic. Do you guys want me to either A, finish up the clavicular and Larry Wheels discussion, or B, get into why praying at Times Square is and all the Muslims that are mad at me? Let me know what you guys want. And as we
is this setting up for new controversy?
Oh, great.
He's like, pick your controversy. Which one do you guys want? But I mean, it's funny how you know, Myron can criticize Bonnie Blue for like her tactics in order to stay relevant, and Myron gives you a dialogue tree to choose. What's the next controversy would you like me to use? I don't know. I think it's funny.
He would not like having me, you, or any of or me, you, or Sonic, or any of the hustlers on, because he'd get ripped apart.
Oh, I mean, the thing is, if we were on his platform, he could easily just cut our mics, man. So at least if we were in studio, he wouldn't be able to run then, you know. But that's pretty much it, man. That's all I got for tonight. I do appreciate you coming on and giving us the knowledge, at least in terms of you know, the war conversation, you know, as far as, you know, my thoughts on this war with the US, Israel, and Iran. I'm just honestly, my heart goes out to the all-female students that were killed. You know, my heart goes out to their families, to any of the Americans that lost their lives also. I understand that war is a necessary evil. It's not something that I'm not necessarily anti-war or pro-war. But I understand that there are definitely powers that be that are pulling at the strings to make these things happen, and they have their own agendas, and maybe it's to bury the Epstein files because we only got 2% of it, you know, and this kind of puts it on the back burner. I don't know. I'm just a crazy man talking on the internet, but that might be another conversation for another time if we ever decide to open back up those files and delve into them, or if they decide to even revisit them again. But I do want to thank you again, Toast, Tea and Toast with Ghost, for coming on, and anything on your channel that we can look forward to.
Live stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I am working on my next video. I upgraded my video editing software, so I've actually been learning how to work that software so that way I can produce better videos.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, again, I will see you guys on the next one. Hopefully we'll have more to talk about. I do apologize. I really had very light stuff, so I do appreciate you coming on, kind of filling out the time. We had a proper episode this time. And make sure you guys like the video. I noticed nobody liked the video last time, so I might not do another video on Larry Wheels, man, because that was, not only was that a short video, by an hour. It was an hour and like a couple minutes, whatever. But yeah, nobody liked the video, so I'm assuming that you guys didn't really rock with that one. So if you guys like this one a little bit better, make sure you like the video on your way out. You haven't subscribed to me, make sure you subscribe, and also subscribe to Tea and Toast with Ghosts. He's always coming out with videos and Let's Plays and all that. And that's all I got, man. I guess I will catch you guys next Saturday at 11:45 Eastern Standard Time. Anything else you want to say, sir?
Nope, I'm good, but have a good night, everybody. Hopefully I get people over on my side tomorrow.
I will definitely be paying you a visit, sir. So,
all right. Can't wait to see you then, Camp.
All right. Take it easy, man. Bye.
You too. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I will catch you guys on the next one. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care. This is Camp Hustle 1. Out.
Camp Hustle 1, squad moves like a freight train. Streaming live Saturdays, no need for a campaign. Cook Benny in the chat, spitting heat uncontained. Haters lurking in the shadows, they ain't built for this terrain. Covers dropping gems, wisdom sharper than a blade. Exo Charles in the mix, got the whole game amazed. Taking souls for free, no invoice, no delays. Debating Sonic, spitting logic, making waves. Hustlers unite every Saturday night. We shine bright, got the spotlight in sight. Live stream flames, haters take flight. Chopping it with Hank, keep the vibe airtight. Commentary live, no script, just pure flair. Every bar a dagger, leaving doubters in despair. This ain't just a hustle, it's a kingdom we declare. Building brick by brick, we ain't folding under glare. Hank Russell in the cut, breaking bread, trading thoughts. While they talk trash, we strategize and plot. Every stream a canvas, every word a stroke of art. We out here taking names, pulling strings, playing smart. Hustlers unite every Saturday night. We shine bright, got the spotlight in sight. Live stream flames, haters take flight. Chopping it with Hank, keep the vibe airtight.